I made myself known as like a digital nomad, making online income using either copywriting or coding.
How did you go from healthcare to tech? What kind of mindset and discipline does it take to do something like this?
Just do or die, bro. Sink or swim.
If something works, alhamdulillah. If it doesn't work, you move on, because failure is feedback. Feedback is knowledge, and knowledge is power. People almost believe that learning how to code is rocket science. What would be your advice as to where they should start right now? Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today my guest is beloved brother Shuayb. Bro, I've been trying to catch you. You've been trying to catch me. Actually, I think it's my fault, really, to be honest. My schedule is a mess. But I'm finally happy to be able to get, meet you in person, get to sit down. I think this is going to be, honestly, I'm gonna set the tone, and I'm going to set the bar high so that we both going to have no choice but to deliver.
Let's do it.
I think this is going to be one of the most exciting, conversations, to be honest, with the last subject that I have, right? And because we plan on touching on a few points that are very dear and near to me, and you as well. So we share a lot in common with Alhamd. So I'm super excited about this conversation.
Likewise.
So first and foremost, Jazakallah khair for coming. So let me start here. For those who do not know you, who is Shuayb?
So I guess for the online world, I made myself known as like a digital nomad, someone who left a career. A lot of people from our background, grew up with, typical healthcare or, healthcare. That's what I grew up with, right? I did a course in healthcare. I was in NHS for the longest time. Then I made this whole thing about my whole brand was switching to tech. Then I left corporate, and then I did this whole thing where I just built software for clients. I built software for athletes. Mesut Ozil was one of my clients, or his agent was one of my clients. Cyclists, random people and businesses that I used to approach, or they used to find me. Websites, copywriting, and then I did a whole marketing thing where I really got into sales. And the program grew, and now I've helped handle over 700 people making online income using either copywriting, recently, especially last 2 years, or coding.
Long about it. I want to touch on all those points, but even last, definitely copywriting, tech, and
I guess my recent move to moving to
the UAE, right? Yeah. Let's rewind a bit then. So you went from healthcare, which I actually didn't know, which is super interesting.
Oh yeah.
Right? So I'm really interested to know, even before we go into the story of your move, how did you go from healthcare to tech to building for people? What was that journey like?
So I graduated university, and I did a degree where I completely disliked. I really didn't enjoy it at all. I actually failed the first year as well, because you wouldn't believe the story, but we had practical exams in NHS as a student, and they basically watch you do some kind of treatment to a patient, right? So I had one person from my university and someone in the hospital watch me, plus the other team, treat a patient, right? I worked in the cancer care at the time. I was oncology. And I failed because I didn't have a good relationship with my tutor. Let's just put that out there. But I failed because I forgot to help a patient put on her coat, right? And I tried to appeal it, didn't work. That set me back a whole year. Brother, I was looking, because I had to do the whole year again. I paid for that module, right? So alhamdulillah, the degree was actually free. It was NHS, I didn't pay any tuition fees, but because that module was maybe £1,000, whatever, I had to do that again, that's fine. But I had no money, and I had to just do that one module, right? So that just added more hatred to, because 4 years basically it took me to finish a degree. We're Muslim, we believe in Qadr.
Yeah.
But let's just say I never went to university. I know exactly what, obviously hindsight's 2020, I would have done something very different. I would have got into, not even just coding, I probably would have gone to sales maybe even, But 4 years of my life gone, right? So when I graduated, I told myself, so I moved out of the house, which is, by the way, the best thing I've done, alhamdulillah, was move out.
Why?
At a young age, because it built some sort of independency within me and resiliency. Back then, my father couldn't work as much, and I was paying my rent at the place I was staying at, and the house for my parents, and bills and all that. At one point, I was literally crawling to payday, bro. I was I had a £6 in my account, bro. It was really bad, right? I said, listen, I need to get out of this situation. Funnily enough, before that, my last day of university, I was actually watching YouTube videos, right? I saw this one guy, his name was Christopher Freelancer. I say this in every podcast, yeah? He just some, white guy, but, he literally shaped my entire career, low-key.
Oh.
This guy would travel, like, every day, like, not every day, like, all the time. He would live in Indonesia, he would live in Malaysia, he would live in all these countries, working. Like, how does he do it? Like, what, like, he's on his laptop doing coding. What is that? I don't have a degree, whatever. Turns out, he was an accountant. Within 3 months, this is 2016, so even it was even easy to get into tech.
Yeah.
3 months, he learned to code, and then landed some part-time Shopify role.
Yeah.
And he was in Australia, so Indonesia was quite close by and very cheap. So he went there, taught himself more about React and all these technologies, early JavaScript, and because JavaScript powers a lot of Shopify.
Right.
And what's the other one? Not Oxygen. Yeah, Oxygen OS. No, that's the other one. Shopify Liquid. Yeah. Really easy language, by the way. I think a lot of people should get into that. I did it for a while, actually, after I freelanced.
Interesting.
And I was like, okay, cool, I can do this. So then I watched a bunch of videos, or like maybe 5 or 6 videos of everyone saying, I got into tech, I have no degree, I learned code in 6 months. So that built a lot more resiliency and more motivation. I was like, I can do this. This guy, brother, I saw a guy working he was flipping burgers at a gas station.
Yeah.
And then I think within a year, he went to Google. That's a bit of a...
Went to Google?
Yeah, that's a bit of a weird... Yeah, that's quite uncommon.
But it's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Other ones, he was a piano teacher at a school in the UK, close to home. And then he landed a job in 6 months. He worked at some agency as a developer, right? And back then it was really easy. He just knew HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, no React. So it's super easy, right? I wasn't that lucky. I had to learn everything, React and testing, all that kind of stuff. So what I did was I built myself a curriculum and I said, hey, look, the job I was working at, it was radiotherapy, right? So I moved out and it was a 1 year maternity cover. So realistically, I told my mom, because my first time moving out, she goes, oh yeah, please come back after you get a job in London. I'll come back home. I said, yeah, knowing full well I was not planning to come back. So I like the independence. I had my own place where I can just study, right? So I write up a curriculum in my favorite platform, Notion.
MashaAllah.
Pages and pages of JavaScript notes and what to study and just what projects to build by what month. I planned everything out, right? Because I had all the time, right? It was COVID as well, so everything's locked down. Wow. I didn't see family for 3 months. Normally I traveled down to London.
What year was this?
2020. 5 years ago. Yeah. 5 years ago. It doesn't feel like 5 years ago. 2020, right?
Yeah.
But 5 years. It's insane. So, that happened. And then within 8 months, I got my first interview. And then he offered me the role after the first interview, which was quite surprising. But I said no because he wanted me to travel all the way to Bradford, which is very far up. And the money wasn't as, it wasn't as great. I said no. The second interview I had, I didn't really feel ready for it. I said, let me just do it. I only applied to that one role in particular because in the description he said self-taught developers are welcome. Because he's also, I think the CTO was hiring me, was interviewing, and he's also self-employed, right? Self-taught. I said, cool. So that made me a bit more confident. I did the interview, and this guy was hilarious. Have you watched Big Bang Theory?
No, but I know about it.
You know that main guy, Sheldon, the tall guy? The weirdo. He's really weird, basically. He's very awkward. It was like that. He was a very awkward guy, right? He's into numbers. He's a very awkward guy. But he goes to me, look, I told him about my limited experience with just building my own projects. He goes, look, I'm gonna meet myself. I want you to figure out this problem in the console. And it was something to do with data viz, right? It was D3 or something, some kind of object. It felt really complicated. Now thinking about it was easy, but back then it was complicated, right? And I was like, okay, cool. He gave me 15 minutes to do it, right? I've never had that kind of exam, like that kind of pressure. And I couldn't get it, bro. For 15 minutes, after 5 minutes, I said, listen, bro, I unmute myself. Listen, I can't do this. I don't know what I'm doing. And then to my surprise, he didn't end up, because I was going to say, hey, look, please, we can end the call here. I know I didn't get a job. We can just save us some time.
Yeah.
He said, okay, look, why don't you just explain to me some of the projects that you've worked on? And that's when I knew, okay, fine, I'll do that. Cool. I got it. I pulled up GitHub. I launched it, localhost, 3,000. I line by line told him what I did. It was impressive, cool, looks good. And then it went well. We just talked about various technologies, Gatsby, all these different things. And it was like, okay, cool. It was because he said he wants someone that he can also learn from a little bit, because he actually didn't know much about React, surprisingly.
Interesting.
The CTO, right?
Yeah.
Back then. But he knew a bit of it, but I have low-key more experience, it looks like, anyway. I'm a good sales mechanic. I can talk my way into it. That's why I got the first one. I said, yeah, I know, right? I know all this stuff.
That's a good point, by the way. That's a good point.
Yeah, you need to be a salesman. You actually have to, because interviews are it's like a client, right?
You come in to sell, you're selling
exactly
what you have to offer.
Yeah, exactly. And as a junior, they know it's not a lot, but you still need to wing it, you know? Anyway, after all of that, the next morning he called me up before my shift. I was putting on my uniform. I was depressed. I'm going back to work. And then he called me and he goes, yeah, I got some good news. And he told me everything. And he goes, yeah, we like you. We're going to hire you. And this is Julie right there. I was so happy. Well, I was like, I couldn't wait to go back to that hospital and just give him my notice. But I'm gone. Bye-bye. And back then, bro, I was working with two LGBTQ men, right? And I didn't like them at all. They didn't like me. I was the only black guy there. This is in Sticks, bro. This is in the middle of some white county, bro.
Yeah.
So you can imagine I did not feel like I belonged. I was that broke. I was cycling to work every day, 40 minutes,
40?
Yeah, going back, so 20 and back. So not crazy, but rain, whatever, because it was like an hour
you gotta
bus
get
ride. Yeah. My legs were getting bigger though. I was happy. Those cars were getting some workouts in. Yeah. Alhamdulillah, got that role. And then there was history after that. I think it was hybrid at first, then turned remote.
Inshallah.
So then a couple of days later, in 2022, I got another role. It was kind of mid-level role. It was a fintech, not at a bank, but it was financial services. So we were building a platform to help high net worth individuals manage their wealth, right? Something like that, right? It was so boring, but it was a good experience because again, it was data visualization, which is, if you know that, I feel that's the best thing to learn in JavaScript. If you know how to build custom charts, the rest of it comes easy with JavaScript. Then
we can use libraries for that. You have
it's a bunch of libraries. Yeah. D3, but also other ones that made it a lot easier.
Amazing.
And the way I got that job was I actually skipped the technical test completely. So this is LinkedIn, and this is why I say everyone should utilize LinkedIn for client stuff, but also jobs.
Yeah.
I applied to the job. I DM'd the CEO because he looked quite chill. I said, hey, look, I went on the website and because they do websites as well. So I went on the website and there's a plugin you can use to see what it's built with.
Yeah.
So, So I saw what it was built with. I had to make some comment like, yo, have you tried this to this? He liked that. Gave me an interview. He saw my application. So look, after the interview went well, like the first interview, I knew the second interview will be a technical one. I said, I got a bit cocky. I was like, look, guys, I know you're probably gonna, try and do a technical test, and I'd rather save you some time of marking that and everything. Why don't I just show you a project, right?
Amazing.
And he's like, cool, show me. He's like, all right, cool. And I thought, I was like, this is going really well. So I showed him, at that time, it was a NBA dashboard, stats dashboard.
Nice.
So I built that on public, because I think building public helps you motivated, right?
I agree.
So I put it on Twitter every day. I was hacking away. I had no followers at the time, 400 followers. I didn't care, right? So it was a dashboard that you can type in, let's say LeBron James, and it'll show you his stats in the last few years, assists, all that kind of stuff, with some animated dashboard. It was really cool. A lot of it was just templates here, tailwind here. It wasn't really that. Some of it was techie, but the rest was just made it look good, right? Which is what I wanted, right?
Yeah.
And then I showed him the code. He was asking me questions if I actually understood it. I understood it. And the next morning, called me a job. He said, yeah, I have a job.
Wow.
So without any technical interview, which I feel a bit bad because I know there's some CS students right there who just have to do interviews and all that. But if you can sell yourself, it's you can do anything. You can get anything you want. That's why people get into real estate without any experience. They get into tech. They get into, I don't know, real estate agents. Like my friend, he's a real estate agent. He was a delivery driver 3 years ago, bro. From Uber. So.
No, but I mean, you just so much to unpack on what you said, because as I'm listening to you, subhanAllah, well, I'm just thinking about my own story and certain things. So, but I'm fascinated. So I want to talk about this whole, people thinking that getting a job is actually difficult in tech. I'm thinking about the companies that I left, I worked for with 4 years.
Yeah.
I was in the same situation.
Yeah.
I didn't know technical.
Yeah.
Literally all they saw was the project that I built, which was SharpX.
Yeah, okay,
You built that?
Yeah.
I was interviewed by the director. This guy was on the news. I was freaking out.
Oh, sick.
When I found out who's going to interview, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
We didn't have to do any of that. And that's another aspect to this, is that know that at the end of the day, your rizq is written.
It's written, exactly.
You just take the asbab. Exactly. In the middle of this interview with this guy, he had a flat tire. He's like, oh yeah, you know what? Amazing. I like your project. You know what? Hey, my car I had a flat tire, so now I have to go. But definitely they were going to follow up with you. So even in my interview that I was so, nervous about, cut
You went
short.
really easy. Yeah, it got short. Yeah.
And then the project, I didn't have to know technical whatsoever. And I got a job.
Yeah.
And I found out later on there were so many other people that probably were more qualified than me. But when I was having that call to, to your point about the sales and being able to market yourself,
people skills.
My manager, people skills.
It's more important than test skills.
He was able to relate to me so much.
Yeah.
I found out later on there was this guy that was so good. They wanted to hire him. He said, no. I want him.
Yeah.
Because he related to me. You know what I mean?
Even me, I right now, I hire people. It's about showing your attitude. Then I know, because I can hire someone who's very technical, but they're terrible people skills.
You don't want that.
They're late. They lie. They're all that's I don't want you because you're not gonna get anything done. Even if you do, it's just gonna be a bunch of excuses.
Yeah.
And those are the worst kind of people. They're smart but lazy.
Yes.
There are so many guys at my school. I remember back in school, they were very clever, but because they're clever, they got complacent, and now they're not doing much. Then there's guys who just work hard. They're not really that. IQ isn't all there, but they get to higher places. They deliver because they know that they got something to prove.
They're doers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and subhanAllah. So let's go back, please. I'm sorry. I'm going to go off script a little bit because really, I had a plan of one woman, but we're not going to do that because that doesn't work for me. So you are self-taught. So I don't believe in being self-taught. Okay?
You don't?
Especially in tech.
Okay.
I don't believe in it because I know that I believe 99.9% of people are not capable.
Yeah.
So I believe it's possible.
Yeah.
You're not I've met other people before who've done it. And when you tell me you've done it, I know it's possible.
It's possible. Yeah.
I just know it's extremely hard. It requires extreme level of discipline.
Bro,
to go through a program.
Even the program needs
discipline.
Even the program
requires high level of discipline. But to do without a program.
YouTube, bro.
No, but the information is there.
Yeah, but that's the thing you need. That's why I had to move out.
Yeah.
I guarantee if I was staying at my mom's house,
Yeah.
when parents, I wouldn't have a similar discipline because think about it, I went to a place where I don't know anybody in that village, bro. My friends were in London, so I could have, yielded into loneliness, or I could have used it, and that's what I did. Bro, I was up because my shifts back then were different at the hospital. So there were some shifts. One day I had to start 7 o'clock. I finish at 3 p.m. The next day I might have to start 9 a.m. and finish at 10 a.m. 10 p.m. Sorry, 5 p.m. 9 right? Other times 8 o'clock. So it's really annoying, different shifts.
Yeah.
But I still used that. So I was telling myself, okay, there were some shifts where I had to start 11 o'clock a.m. So that's quite good. Instead of sleeping in, I would wake up early, 7 o'clock, get a few hours in of just coding. And my desk was right there. It was in my room, right? I had an ensuite at the time. I was living with some Iranian guy. It was a house share kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the next day, go to work, khalas. And then every day I would look forward to just building my projects, watching the videos. And I remember my lunch breaks, what I do, I used to go on the phone or use the soft computers and just check my answers from Stack Overflow to see, because I would be thinking about the whole time. I'm with the patient.
Yeah.
I'm done with the patient, wash my hand, and I'm just thinking about if someone answered my question or thinking about that bug,
Yeah.
And that level of obsession is what you need. And I don't think it's a case of I was passionate about code. I was passionate about code, but I think I was passionate about two things more than coding. Because coding is just a tool. It's a very small, it's just a tool. Because now we've got other things like AI, right?
Yeah.
But it's still the same level of obsession with AI.
What was the obsession? I want to know.
Two things.
What were
two things. The first one was I wanted to travel, but I wanted to be like that guy I saw on YouTube, I wanted to travel, I wanted to go to, not even Dubai. I never went to Dubai before until I moved here, actually.
The locational freedom.
Okay, that's it. I wanted freedom. That's it. That's a better word to say it. Because from my lunch break was 45 minutes. Juma was pretty much non-existent. I had 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, and could eat and then go. Yeah. We had a cupboard to pray in. Yeah. The minimum amount required to pray Juma was, I think, 3 or 4, right?
Yeah.
So that's literally what we had. I was pulling people to come, let's pray. So I didn't want that, bro. I had to literally, there was sometimes I had to pray in a patient changing rooms. Just like Asr and, Maghrib and whatnot.
Because you got to pray.
I have to, and the prayer was very far and the patient was coming and all that. I just didn't want that to be my life for the next, I don't know how long, Imagine if I stayed this, man.
To retirement.
Bro, with nothing left to your name, you know what I mean? At least in the States, you got good salaries in healthcare.
True.
In the UK, bro, you're talking 24, 25 starting. And then, bro, going back now,
that's
I wish
poor.
I can go
Sorry,
back.
I have to say, that's poor.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Especially with with rent and everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's so bad, bro.
I
I
was
was
now somebody can live
broke.
on that. But
I was so broke, man. Forget investing. I had nothing to invest with. I was like, you know, apart from these little, I bought, you know, you can get
yeah,
little
yeah,
courses,
you can get
but
like 10,
yeah,
$12.
yeah.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, I was actually fortunate. I had a mentor who went to me for free
Barakah.
the last 2 months, just with jobs,
Right.
because they were on this program and he helped with the CV and whatnot. I thought, cool. He helped me quite a lot.
That's
But
the point, by the way. We're going to touch on
you
that.
need the mentor, man, because you can learn and build projects, but I see so many people come up to me where they know a little bit of JavaScript, but then it's like they can't take a jump from learning to code to getting a job.
Yeah.
Because from there, it's like they think it's a massive hurdle, but it's kind of just doing the same
You
thing.
just need a mentor, someone who's done it,
exactly,
who knows what it takes to do that.
a proper program,
Yeah.
or at least one person you know, maybe a family, friend, something like that.
Yeah.
So
What's the second thing after the location freedom?
yeah. Well, I think I only realized this now,
Mm-hmm.
even I think while I talked to you actually,
Mm-hmm.
was, I think that's why I'm into entrepreneurship. It's probably because the other one was problem solving.
Allahu Akbar.
So I guess my problem was location freedom, and I solved that. But I'm still continuing. I'm not giving up. I'm not, you know, complacent. So I think it was solving problem that was near and dear to me or near and dear to other people. So like I taught my sister how to get into tech, like I think it was 2022, and then she got a role, alhamdulillah, like 7-8 months later. Younger sister.
That's crazy, man. I did the same with my sister.
Yeah, you have to. Family first, bro. Yeah, family first. And I see that I was getting so many DMs of how do you do it? How do you? I'm like, bro, like, just do this and this. That's how I started the program. But also, I realized like getting a job for some people is not enough, because even in the UK, even in tech, salaries are good, but like the living's, you know, still like
it's high.
The living cost is still high, you know. Yeah. So regardless, like, you know, you can earn a good amount. Yeah, that's technically good, but it doesn't feel good. Yeah. That's where freelancing comes in, and just using your existing skills, learning a bit of sales, and then just 1 or 2 clients, and khalas, you kind of like, you're much better. And then from there, you can even use that income to move to
wherever you want.
Saudi, Egypt. A lot of brothers. When I was there last month, actually, that's.
Oh, you went?
Yeah, I was planning to move there first.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I should get into that actually. Do you want to ask anything else before?
No, I was just gonna say, like, you know, what you said about problem solving, right? And I really like. This is super interesting to me because, you know, when you were going through the learning, you know, like how code was always on your mind, the bugs, the issues that were always there.
Yeah.
And you said that it's not because you necessarily loved coding. It's not about coding. Like you said, coding is a tool. And people who are learning how to code need to understand that.
Yeah.
At the core, the best engineers are just simply the best problem solvers.
Exactly.
And when you were looking at Stack Overflow to see if somebody's answered, you know why? Because you were trying to see if your problem will be resolved. Yeah. If you're getting closer to solving that problem.
Yeah, I didn't care if I did it. I just wanted it to be done, you know?
That's it.
I don't care who did it. Just tell me how to do it so I can move on to the next step. Because it's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, having a half-finished Lego puzzle and looking at it for days. You know, you just want to be done. Or, I mean, the thing is, we can add this to many areas of life, right? Entrepreneurship, that's just problem solving, right?
It is.
You know, having an issue with your health. Anything is just, you know, and that's how humans think. Some humans are better than it, but I think it's more about they obsess more over it. You could call it narcissistic because they just think, okay, I did it, you know, I'm the best. And there are a lot of engineers who have that trait, I think. Yeah. I've seen so many, bro. I see one guy.
The tech bros?
Yeah, who refused to use AI. No, I'll never be replaced. No, I can do it myself. They will spend months building a custom feature where there's a package already for it. Yep. You can just buy it for $10. But they'll just they won't do it themselves. Those are the ones destined to work at a career forever.
No, those are the ones, if I may add, those are the ones that AI will
they're
make them obsolete.
Yeah.
Because this one is not using the best tools for the job.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Imagine someone today farming with like that.
Still doing it,
you're not even going to feed yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing now prompt engineering being a whole thing where, you know, we're going to see like, you know, Tony Stark and Jarvis, you know, where he just moved things around. Actually, I saw some guy build this recently. It's literally using the webcam to control like little bits with your.
I've seen it.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
been happening, bro.
It's happening. Yeah.
I'll tell you what's crazy. Elon's been doing that before.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Elon.
You know what I mean? You understand? Like we're finding out about it now because we're getting our hands on AI now.
Yeah, well, they called him crazy before. Yeah.
It's possible. This is possible. You know, like this is
It's good.
This is so exciting, and there's so much to go into.
There's a lot. Yeah,
but-
we could do so much. Yeah.
Yeah, but really, I'm very impressed, to be honest. May Allah bless you and increase your akhi, because I mean, to go, like, I know how difficult learning how to code, learning how to program and build with code is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And I did a program. It was intense, right? Like my program was 15 weeks. Bootcamp did like 2 weeks, 2 months before, like prep.
Yeah.
Bro, it was difficult, extremely difficult. So for you went from 0 to job in about 8 months.
It's because I told myself I had to. You know why? Because remember, my job back then, it was a 1-year maternity cover. But
while
working a few months
full-time,
before, I told myself, go on.
Sorry, bro, sorry.
Yeah, working. Yeah,
while working full-time?
Yeah. But to be fair, I had no kids or wife, so I was like, I had
doesn't
time.
matter.
I had time.
No. You don't have, bro, you don't have time when you're doing
9
to 5.
Yeah.
People are making excuses. They cannot do it with a program. I'm sure because you have your program. I'm sure you've heard it. Like, this is...
Yeah. TikTok is more important to them than...
It's more important. Hanging out maybe at a coffee shop is more important. You chose to move out of your parents' house because I wanted to go back to that. And part of the value you got out of that is it's like I'm getting to focus, no distraction. When I did my program, I was in my parents' apartment. Okay? I literally will lock my door. I spoke to everyone first. For the next 6 months or whatever time it was, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Salim. Leave it at that.
Yeah.
Unless it's an emergency.
Yeah.
Please leave me alone. If there's anything, I will come and check up on you. Like, so but for you moved out, you're paying rent there, you're helping with rent here, doing a full-time job, and you're able to get, if you did this in 4 years, I will find it impressive. Because I know how hard it is and what it takes. What kind of mindset and discipline does it take to do something like this?
It's do or die, bro. It's sink or swim. Like, I told myself, I said I rejected a job offer for extended, like a permanent role. And they said, look, we're interviewing, we'd love to have you on board, because my contract was running out. So I had to get a job in tech before I lose my job, right? I said no. So I burned the boats, and that's what made me do the whole, I was coding to talk like 1 a.m. Weekends were no social life, right?
Yeah.
4 hours minimum every weekend, or at least Saturday and Sunday, 8 hours. Get up early, going to the gym. That's it. Literally, that's all it was. Gym, code, and eat. That's all it was.
I don't even know how you went to the gym.
You
like,
know?
that's even that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's value to
it's
that.
a mindset thing. Like, it wasn't even for the muscles. Like, it was more of a mindset thing. I used to cycle a lot back then. I used to cycle. It was a very hilly area I used to live in. That's it. Because if you don't and that's where I got my confidence from. Back then, I would say in university, I was a very confident person. In school, I was very confident. Maybe university, I was a little bit, but school, I wasn't confident. I think confidence isn't something that you have naturally. I think confidence is something where you build an undeniable amount of proof that you are who you say you are. Like, I did this. Are you talking
about
internal confidence and even external? Like,
right.
I did this, X, Y, and Z, and I stuck to my own word. So I have the right now to be confident because I'm competent. In any area, you can, you could be 6 foot, you can be jacked, right? You can be big. You're confident because you went years in the gym and you did what you said you were going to do.
Yeah.
The people who I talk to who are the most depressed in their lives, and who message me paragraphs, I don't know what to do, because they think, like, they see people online winning, right? Winning, yeah?
Yeah.
And they obviously compare themselves, which there are some good in that. You need to compare yourself just so you can have that, goalpost. But you need to look at your past. Like, are you better than you were last year? If you're not, then you're gonna be depressed
for sure,
right? Otherwise, you haven't in anything. Even in like right now, like, I have my Arabic teacher. My Quran teacher. I'm just trying to get him to motivate me, not motivate, like accountability more, like you know.
Right.
But it needs to come from myself. Right? Yeah. I need to tell myself: have I done the work from last week?
Yeah.
Or am I the same level of fluency as I was last year? If I am, I need to work on it. Like that. That's all you need. And I think everyone should have like a teacher in every aspect, and they don't have to pay a lot of money for it. There's so much education in any aspect, Quran, Arabic, Andalusia, I was on his program.
Yeah.
It's not expensive, bro. Like people think like it's
People
not
think
like
it's expensive.
nah, education, bro. I have a new mentor now, a business mentor for my startup. And he's a very very well connected guy in UAE. He's Palestinian, but he's here. I pay him like, you know, I'm gonna say X amount.
He's a paid mentor.
Yeah.
See, people think to charge for mentorship is a rip-off or something.
I'm happy gonna pay, yeah, because it's a shortcut, bro.
What are you happy to pay?
So I'm happy to pay for someone to tell me the mistakes that they know I'll probably make. So if they can cut my time short by 6 months, then that's worth anything. That's worth everything, you know, that's worth a lot of money, thousands of dollars. Because if I didn't get that mentor, I thought I was too arrogant, I could do this myself. 6 months passed by, I've been making that same mistake. 6 months, you know, you're not going to get that time back.
Opportunity cost, the time you will never get back.
Exactly, yeah.
You made so many mistakes that cost you money.
And you might fail. You might end up doing that and still fail.
Yeah.
Or fail is a give up. I think the only...
maybe.
Quitting is failure. I don't think... Failure isn't if it didn't work. Failing is if you quit whilst good, you know, trying to do that thing. Because now we throw around that word of like fear of failure. I think people should be afraid of giving up. If you have those thoughts of maybe I should stop, that's when you flop. That's when you can call yourself a failure. But if you failed or if it stopped, then you're just at a hallmark, like a point where it's just like a dip. But then, you know, the curve is coming, you know?
On that point of failure, I learned recently from Stephen Bartlett, right?
Yes,
somebody I learned a lot from. He said experimental failure, which we know in software development, right? Fail fast, right?
Fail fast, yeah.
But people don't understand this kind of failure is experimental failure because it's not that you're failing, you know, it's that you're learning what doesn't work so that you can iterate, tweak it, etc. So he said, you know, experimental failure, which in his company, they reward people for the one who has failed the most in a month, gets a reward every single month. Why? He said because... And they call it experimental failure. It's not like you go fail for the sake of failing. That's not what it is.
Just keep going.
You're experimenting, right? And then if something works, alhamdulillah. If it doesn't work, you move on. Because failure is feedback. Feedback is knowledge. And knowledge is power.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
it's data. That's all it is. It's just data.
That's what it is.
Data.
It's data, right?
And the world is run by data. So.
Exactly. Right. So, let's rewind a bit, Akhi. Before you know, alhamdulillah, you know, you've just you doing this program, becoming a software engineer. To me, that alone is successful. Alhamdulillah. Ask Allah to bless you and increase you. But you've done a lot more things. Walillah alhamd. You've helped tons of people. Walillah alhamd. But before you know, I guess I don't know if you started your program after you made them, you know, you made Hijrah or before. But can we talk about that journey? Like,
journey.
Your Hijrah journey.
Yeah, so I started the program with another brother. Actually, he was already doing it.
Okay,
and I just kind of monetized it. He was a senior engineer, way more experienced than me. So he was the one teaching the whole program. I was doing a freelancing side most of it. Because that's why I guess I have more experience in that sales and freelancing than coding. But he has more experience in coding. And now I've got a brother who teaches. He's actually also made Hijrah. He used to work at Ford as a software engineer. Moved to Morocco, got married there, as you do.
That's what happens when you go to Morocco.
Yeah. Morocco's a nice place, wallahi. So my first, I guess, Hijrah taste was actually in Morocco.
Mashallah.
So this is after I got my second job in fintech, and it was fully remote this time.
Right.
With no strings attached. The last one was remote, but it was every month come in. I don't want to do that. This was fully remote, which was really nice. So
that was your dream, by the way.
That was literally what I wanted to do for the longest time. Or the YouTube videos of like, cool, now I can do what I wanted. And the salary was better as well. Like, cool, now I can afford more stuff. So I said, hey, look, why don't I just book a ticket to Morocco, right? Just go there. It's nice, it's cheap, whatever. Let's go there. I went in September 2021, 22, I think it was. Yeah, 22. And it was quite interesting because I stayed there for a month, and turns out it's a big place for remote workers, especially back then. No Muslim and Muslim. So I went to Agadir as a base, but then I went to Essaouira, Taghazout, a lot of places that were really nice, really good. And one of my main, if you go on my Instagram, my highlights, there's a really nice picture, I'll show you later as well. It's like a co-working space with literally massive floor to ceiling glass, and the beach is literally right there. You can step out, maybe 10 seconds, you're on the beach. Wow. It's on the beach, literally it's on the beach. So it's on the sand, co-working space they built right there, which, by the way, real estate in Morocco is something that you should look into because it's hella cheap. Like
absolutely.
$40,000 for the whole thing. It's crazy. and they're charging USD and euro and euros.
Whoa.
I know it's crazy. They're making a lot of money. Anyway, that's neither here or there.
Yeah.
That's something for later. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about Dubai real estate, but other countries are really good. Like Egypt as well.
Yeah.
So I stayed there for a month, and out of all the countries I visited, I'll be traveling a lot, especially the last year or so. Still my favorite, maybe because it's the first one that I did for a long time for a whole month. And it was an Arabic speaking country. And it was just so nice, bro. Like, actually, I should probably preface with this. I got fired when I was there.
In that 1 month?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what, and I got fired, but I was so happy I got fired because I didn't really like, I was bored, and they could tell I was bored, and client work was picking up, so they could tell that I was preoccupied.
You started the freelance.
Yeah. I was doing freelance before anyway, but I paused it when I got the job.
Okay.
I was like, let me just carry on a little bit, but then they could tell. They could tell. So I remember on the Friday, my first week in Morocco, on the Friday, he messaged me, the CEO. I don't know why he did this. He said, listen, I need to talk to you on Monday. Like, why wait until Monday? And I'm thinking, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. I had a feeling where it was. When it was around, he goes, yeah, look, we have to let go. Luckily, apparently in the contract, he needs to pay me for another month anyway. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like severance or whatever it is, right? So it's not bad. Alhamdulillah. So cool. But then client was picking up. I didn't actually need the money. Plus, I kind of wanted to stay in Morocco for a bit, so things were cheaper and everything. Rent was very cheap and all that kind of stuff. I could help out the parents.
Right.
And that's when we just started Pivot Tech as well. I remember we started quite cheap. We started with a Google form. We said, hey, anyone who wants this, sign up here. We had like 2,000 people sign up in the last 72 hours.
Huh?
And that was insane to me. I was like, what's going on?
72?
72 hours, 3 days. It was like 2,000 people. It was very cheap back then, but it was still like, what the hell?
Oh, but 2,000 people, how, where, from where?
Twitter, bro. I had a few accounts retweet it. And back then I had, to be fair, my following was picking up. I was traveling a lot. So I had maybe 1,000 followers back then. And for Twitter, 1,000 followers, I'd say is equivalent to like 7K on Instagram, in my opinion.
Now, back then or even now?
Now it's even more.
Really?
The way Twitter, yeah, bro. The way Twitter works is, now that I have views, if you check, I saw you like if someone views something, like it stays on their account a bit longer because they can look at replies. Most people, they go straight to the replies, and there's a For You page. The algorithm is a lot more. There's a lot of things that are different from Twitter compared to Instagram and LinkedIn. So you can have a small account but make a lot of money from it. I remember my first client. It was my first 4-figure client. I was very happy with it. It wasn't that much, $1,200, 2021 for a website. I had 400 followers back then, right? I just posted a video screenshot of one of my free freelance projects. Like my first client was free. I said, I put it out as a video showing the website. A company, I think she was a therapist. She said, hey, look, I really like it. I've been looking for a designer for the longest time. I need help with the website. Boom, closed like in the next week, I think, it was officially closed.
You had 40 followers?
400, no.
400.
Yeah.
Still 400.
400, but they were just, none of them were clients. But because all it takes is the right person retweeting it. It's like someone putting that on your story on Instagram. But no one really does that a lot, right?
Bro, I deleted Twitter. I'm going back to Twitter.
Yeah, go back. Bro, you know what's so funny?
Inshallah. I don't use any social media, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
But now,
yeah.
I'm back on Twitter and LinkedIn.
And Ron was here with me last podcast. I got him on Twitter. I didn't get him on it, but I convinced other people to join it. Mad,
yeah.
I got him to join it. I paid for, I think, the
blue check.
The blue check.
Girl.
And who else? Bunch of I'm seeing a lot more Muslims now. It's like my playground. There are a lot of Muslim entrepreneurs on Instagram. Yeah. I'm probably the most well-known one on Twitter. It really is like it's a playground. I love it. It's a lot of fun. But
will you follow me? Bro? Will you follow me?
Bro, come on. But word of warning.
Yeah.
I've developed a thick skin, right? But Twitter is brutal. I'm sure that's why you probably got rid of it, right?
I'm aware. I used to be on it. I loved
it. Yeah. Me, wallahi, nothing has ever fazed me. I've never had a small fake account or like a people called burner accounts to tweet their nonsense.
That. People actually
I've never gone on private. I'll say anything with my chest. I don't care.
Mashallah.
I never really swear, anything like that. I don't say anything bad. But for example, one time, just recently, I said, I like the way Somalis are treated in Saudi. As a Somali, I'm treated very well in Saudi. That's what I said. Well, I got ripped to shreds.
Oh, yeah. You knew that was coming, bro.
Shreds,
you knew that was coming.
I didn't know, low-key. Yeah. I muted the notifications. I knew for a second. I knew it was going to come.
Somalis were ripping you.
Malis.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Because they're bored, right? They have their Twitter DPs, their football account, Messi as their profile. They know that, Twitter fingers. I don't care. For me, it just means more people can view my website and go into the funnel. Alhamdulillah, I don't care, But there are some things I would say where I'm not doing it for engagement. I'm just doing because I believe in it. Maybe I'm wrong. And the only people I really take nasiha from is from my friends. People who actually know me, not from random people.
Because they know what you're saying and why you're saying it.
Exactly. Even Imran, then okay, maybe I should have said that. That's fair enough. Everyone makes mistakes, right? Even on YouTube, hearing that.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. If you're looking to get into tech, real estate, entrepreneurship, or simply make hijrah, let's connect. Click the link below to speak with me, and I'll help you scale exponentially and fast-track that process for you. And now let's get back to the podcast.
My Hijrah journey was very interesting because I wasn't planning to settle on Dubai. I always thought Dubai was the typical stereotype of, it's fake, it has no soul, yada, yada, yada.
Why? Why did you think that?
Because of Twitter, I guess. Because of people that tell me, my friends, social media.
The internet.
But I gave it a fair shot, right? But before that, I spent a month in Egypt. This was actually last year, right? Last Ramadan.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice. But then I decided against it because of UAE. So my friend was living there, actually. So funny enough, let me go back even a year before, right? 2023. Okay. A good brother of mine, Mohammed, he might be watching this. He's in tech sales, right? He's from Canada. And we connected on Twitter. Most of my close friends, by the way, I found on Twitter, right? International friends and friends from the UK. And he was traveling as well. And he went to Turkey in January 2023 just to travel. And then he went to Riyadh. He was doing this whole thing about traveling, and he was on TikTok and posting whatever. And we really vibed very well. We really connected. I love Canadian Somalis are very nice, Salam Bari. Very, very friendly guys.
I can vouch for that.
Yeah, well,
the ones that are not long
good group brothers, group brothers. Yeah. And we just hopped on a call. It was crazy. February, right? 2023. I was in Milan at the time, Italy. I was just chilling. I was like under the whole world. I was Lake Como at top, taking pictures. It was really nice, right? Yo, let's talk. And then we really got on well. Talked for a good hour, maybe. Like, yo, you're in Riyadh. I've never been in Umrah before. Why don't we just get Airbnb in Jeddah? You and your friend, he's an engineer. He works for Coursera, actually, as an engineer.
Interesting.
Yeah. He was also, I think he was in Turkey. Let's just rent an Airbnb in Jeddah. The price is looking good right now. Bet, boom, done, khalas. Umrah, I've met him for the first time in the Airbnb. We did Umrah together for the first time. He did it before. It's my first time. Yeah. We stayed in Jeddah for the entirety of Ramadan.
Wow.
Went to Makkah on a train twice. I think twice. We did Umrah twice in the end. And Jeddah was beautiful. You being in Jeddah is amazing.
Amazing.
Low-key is better than Dubai. In some areas, I love it. I just had something about it. Maybe I don't know. I love Jeddah. And obviously the proximity to Medina and Makkah.
Yeah.
So then, after that month ended Eid, I went back to my family in London, and I did another almost a year in London, which I regret, man, because he ended up going to Egypt. Oh, I want to Arabic, because the whole time we were just Arabic.
After that trip to Jeddah,
yeah, because both Arabic levels got a bit better, and he was like, I really want to learn this. So he had some fire in him, and he just went Egypt for 9 months. Granted, cheap, you know how Egypt. Back then the currency was so da'if, so it was insane. It was nuts. So and to this day, I regret not following him and going there, because now he's fluent Halal Barak, and I'm still shwaya.
You on it. You up here, so
inshallah. But and then in 2024, again in Ramadan, I said, look, fine, let me join him. I haven't seen him in a minute. Went Egypt. I stayed in New Cairo.
Which part exactly?
Was the area is New Cairo called Garden City?
Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a compound.
It's a compound, yeah.
Okay,
compound.
Maybe, yeah.
But I was in between Nasser City as well. But it's night and day. Wallahi.
Yeah.
So it's like the Hunger Games.
Like being in Dubai and being in.
Wallahi, not being in Dubai and being in village in Africa. It's crazy.
Really, yeah.
But it has ilm, you know.
They call it the Dubai. They call the New Cairo the Dubai of Egypt.
Yeah. And I've seen, waterway, bro.
Waterway's crazy.
With every iftar.
Did you go to 5A?
Yeah, every night, bro.
Is it 5A or A5? I forgot what it's called.
5, yeah, the burger spot. Oh, so good, bro. So good, man. I actually put on weight, and I don't know put that much weight. But anyway, then I decided, look, Egypt is nice, but I'm missing the entrepreneurship community, and a lot of brothers there. They just all talib ilm, they just teach students, right?
There's no aspirations. Sorry, I'm gonna say there's no aspirations for you know, like for entrepreneurship. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
It's like,
apart from some of the locals, because I remember what I did was I did some content as well.
Yeah.
I rented this villa in New Cairo. It was really like surprisingly nice, heated pool in February. So it was a bit cold. It was a nice heated pool and glass house. It was chill, but it was mad cheap even for that. So the guy he rented it out for me. I didn't do the full month, but because I can do a month for like 1.2k, 1.5k USD
amazing.
for a villa, which is quite, it was decent for what you get. Compared to Dubai, you can't get in Dubai. Right? Like, cool, that's nice. So New Cairo is developing. I'm seeing there's a lot of potential, massive potential, especially in real estate. Funnily enough, my last day in Egypt, actually, because I went from Egypt, then was Umrah, back to Egypt. Like, I don't want to be back here, so I went to Dubai. And then I went to Dubai. And then my plan actually was I might actually end up settling in Dubai in September when it gets cooler. And then I went after Ramadan with the intent of going back to Egypt.
Okay.
But I always do one-way tickets, right?
Same here, bro.
I like it here, you know? I was like, how easy it is to set up a company here. Set up a company and set up everything, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't that difficult. My friend helped me a lot.
I love that.
And then within a few weeks, I became resident. And then I got an apartment, and the rest is history.
I mean, because it's here, alhamdulillah. So the thing about the UAE, which I wish every other country did, the Muslim countries, is to make it super easy. The UAE has mastered that, bro.
Everything WhatsApp, bro. I didn't even have to do anything.
Amazing.
WhatsApp, I thought it was fake for a second. I thought it was a scam.
Imagine Saudi did that.
MBS, if you're watching this,
yeah. Please
do something. Stop entertaining.
Make it as easy as the UAE.
Yeah, but they're getting there.
But the thing is, you know, like sometimes I think countries kind of like feel. I mean, I don't know. I'm not talking about Saudi. I'm just like countries in general. It's like they're gatekeeping, right? It's like
I understand why though, because of the local population. UAE, there's 10% or less. That's why.
But you have the thing is, make it like the UAE. It's not anyone who's gonna come and set up here, bro. Yeah. Think about how they've done it.
True,
They made it open. But it's closed. I know that sounds crazy, right? You have to be. True. You don't just come here. Okay, you want to come for tourism for 30 days? Maftoor. But guess when you come for 30 days, you're going to be spending money anyway. We win as a country, right? Exactly. But now, if you want to come to set up shop, you have only two options. You're going to come as an employee because you're not staying here. Just like that. You're going to have to get your residency, right? The only way you get in that is you're going to be an employee or you're going to open a business.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you're still making it possible, but it's not people who are coming just to feed off of the country. Every single person who comes and stays has to be a contributing member of society. You come as an employee, you bring in talent, you're working.
Dubai's for winners. That's why I don't agree with people who say Dubai has no soul. Dubai has a soul.
Because they don't know.
It's for winners. The soul is for winners. If you're not, you can respectfully leave. And this is what I want to talk about. You saw that tweet, right?
Yeah.
I sent you. It went massive. It was viral, right? And I commented on it.
Oh, that was not your tweet, or was it yours?
No, it was someone else.
Someone else's. Okay.
Yeah, it was my tweet. No.
Tell me about it.
I commented on this. Okay. So the sister, she was like, and not only her, a bunch of people are saying this now. But I think it's just. Are you familiar with the word cope?
With the
cope. If I say so, you're coping.
No, bro, I'm now on social media. I know nothing.
Basically,
teach me.
Coping. If someone says, "Oh, you're coping," it means that you're Can I put this? It means you've internalized in yourself that I don't know how to explain it. Like, for example, if I really want this nice car, Ferrari, I'm like, oh, I really want it, but you know what? It's not. It's ugly. You know you like it, but you're just telling
yourself because you know you can't.
Exactly. Like, you're coping. You're just like,
so it's like what the word actually means.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're just living with it.
Yeah, but they use it so much as annoying.
Right.
Essentially, right. So I just think people who say that, they just can't either afford it. They have no ambition. That's why.
Yeah.
They're saying stuff like Dubai is... no, they're saying that people online, I think they're talking about people like, us basically, me, you, are glamorizing Hijrah, which I'm thinking... I commented underneath, I'm saying it's literally mandatory in Islam to do it.
Yeah.
And people would counteract saying, oh, but if you can, but it's like, it's never been easier. Before you have to go on a camels to go here, you know what I mean? Now, you're going here every year anyway for your holiday, your Christmas holiday. Let's be honest, you know what I mean? Like, it's not... So, I think it's pure cope. I think people just coping. And I think I've never seen a single Muslim, practicing or non-practicing, who moved here and regrets it.
No.
Only one guy. But he moved to another Muslim country anyway. So, I never see anyone go back to the West.
Right.
Unless they got kicked out for
Even if people did, right? Because, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're not going to... There's the what you call it, the rule and the exceptions, if you wish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're talking about what are you after? realistically.
Yeah.
You're after peace of mind, safety, security, happiness.
But what if I tell you this? 'Cause this is what the argument was.
Yeah.
You're only going to UAE because you want economical benefits.
That is ridiculous. People know, again, so I'll keep it real with this. People who talk like this, they're purely ignorant. Literally. If you're talking, you've not moved, you've not lived here, you've not come and found out what it is.
Exactly.
You are in no position to talk.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't talk.
Yeah. But I'd also I'd simply reply to that with,
Yeah.
what's wrong with wanting better for yourself?
What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with making, like, there's nothing wrong with making money.
So America is what? What is America called? The land of what?
The land of the free, land of the brave, the land of the free.
Land of opportunity.
Yeah.
The American dream.
Yeah.
What does it entail?
Yeah, money.
Money, wealth.
Affluence.
What is Donald Trump doing right now? And I want to talk about this as well, by the way.
Yeah.
This whole tour, why did he choose to go first to Saudi Arabia? 2 terms. Why every single time he said...
Was he here last time as well?
Bro, his first term, his first trip was Saudi.
Oh, no way.
But
I didn't know that. I thought it was just late.
You know why?
Money, obviously. Wants.
Money.
Yeah.
He said it.
Yeah,
he said it. He said, I will go to, again, on this one, I will make my first trip. No, but the man is, look. It's not to praise Donald Trump for it, but the man is a businessman.
He's smart.
The man is a deal maker.
Yeah.
The man is a genius when it comes to business.
Yeah.
And he's putting his country first, business first, deal making first. Why will he come to Saudi first? He said it clearly, explicitly. He said, look, if Saudi, first time around, they gave me about, I forgot how much it was, 400 billion, 500 billion.
Like
he said, if they up it, or if they give us the same, I'm going to make my first trip to Saudi again. But if they up it, it's guaranteed.
Yeah.
So think about what happened in the last 3 days.
He's everywhere. He's here now as well. Yeah.
He's here now. Do you know what happened in terms of numbers? Did you see the kind of deals he signed?
It was nuts. 400 billion, and they get 160 in defense. It's nuts. And the AI stuff as well. Yeah.
The AI stuff as well.
Yeah.
So, and you saw the entourage that he brought?
Oh, yeah.
That's, bro, Elon.
Yeah. Elon, Sam Altman, they're all there as well. Yeah.
They all
that
there.
Was crazy. Yeah. I didn't know they were going to
They're all there.
Yeah.
But that also speaks to this Middle East. So I want people to understand something. So that speaks to Trump's, deal making. How can I say, power, or his level is next level, okay?
Positioning is very good for this.
His position is amazing. Yeah. But also it speaks to what? To me, it speaks also to the leaders of these countries. You understand? He didn't go to France, to England.
Exactly.
He didn't go to China.
He
didn't go to none of these other countries. Why? These governments, and people now, some people are looking at, they're taking all their money, giving it to Trump, and you guys are silly.
No.
You're silly.
4D chess.
It's business. And the Muslims need business. The Prophet ﷺ did business with the Yahud.
Exactly.
Okay? So you're going to blame these Muslim leaders for doing business with Donald Trump? America, I'm sorry, as of today, right now, it is seen as the greatest country on the face of the earth. Yeah. Whether it is or it is not, that's debatable. But it is seen as such. It's seen as the superpower of the world. They have the best arms in the world, technically.
They do. Yeah.
They have some technologies, etc. And we can debate that, China, America, whatever.
Russia, I think.
Russia, we can debate all of that. But the ones right now, America, at least because it's a great sales machine, it's a great marketing machine, right? They market themselves as the best.
Yeah, exactly.
And these countries, these governments, sorry for taking this over a bit here.
I
feel like people really need to pay attention to what's happening and this connecting this to Hijrah. Saudi Arabia just signed a deal, 600 billion, with America. Bro, that's major.
You know what's going to happen? I think it's going to make it even easier to make Hijrah, because what I'm seeing is there's a lot of AI roles coming through in education, in healthcare. If you're a teacher and you learn a bit of AI, you can fast track your way to become a teacher in Saudi, in Dubai.
Yeah.
If you're in healthcare and you know how to use these AI note-taking doctor apps, whatever, easy. If you're an engineer, if you're anything.
If you're doing anything and you plug in AI tools, you have just become more marketable.
Your CV is just now like at the top just because
100%.
of that.
100%.
The thing is, we can sit here and say that it's never been easy to learn X, Y, Z, but at the same time, it's never been easier to make money online and to get a job, yes. But it's also never been easier to distract yourself, to give in to instant gratification.
Yes.
I've been at war with TikTok for the longest time. I hate that app. Mm-hmm. One of my most viral tweets was a thread I wrote about TikTok back in 2022. I was in Morocco. Literally, I was bored Saturday night. Yeah. I went on scientific studies, everything. It's destroying everyone's attention span. I've never had an app on my phone. TikTok never, and never will.
Never did either.
I'm hoping for it to be banned, and it's close because I bought a lot of Vinecoin recently.
Wow.
You should get it, bro. Vinecoin It's official Vinecoin, not even it's official. So once because I think Elon said he's working on it as well. Once it's up, it's going to be like the new Trump coin. It's going to be massive. So
it's going to be the what?
The new Trump coin.
Really?
It's going to be big, and it's nothing. It's like what 20 cents or something like that. It's
interesting.
Nothing. It's very low, but once if you keep holding, we'll see. I mean, that's just I'm not a crypto guru, but the point is, these apps are just there. They just I guess if you're tired from work and you come home. And you have, let's say you get home 6 o'clock, right? 5, 6 o'clock, let's say. You sleep at 10. You have 4 hours. That's a lot of time.
Yeah, for sure.
45 minutes a day is enough to you to learn a new skill and make money in 6 months.
100%.
45 minutes. Okay. Yeah. I don't care if you have kids. I've seen fathers of 4 switch careers, start businesses. But if you're single, if you're single, if you have no kids, you have no kids. If you're single and living with your parents, that's the best time. A friend of mine, he's a recent graduate, a CS graduate. He had 2 or 3 job offers. He said no to all of them.
Wow.
He's just building his AI agency.
Amazing.
Like, no.
That's another one right there. Bro, we're going to go to AI agencies and all that other stuff. There's so much to say. I do want to, the things that you just said now, it's never been easier to make money online, to gain financial freedom, locational freedom, do all these amazing things that each and every one of us wants to do. But at the same time, it's never been easier to be distracted, to be confused, to just waste time, right? Because of obviously technology as well. I want to continue on your journey and how you, befadlillah, you were able to actually maintain and sustain this, right? I know that you also have done copywriting and you do, I'm not sure if you're still doing that now.
Right? I am, yeah. Technically, on and off.
Okay, so copywriting, email marketing, and obviously tech, right? How were you able to leverage these? Because look, Hijrah, like going back to, is Hijrah glamorized? I think the only part of that that's glamorized
is Dubai.
yeah,
just over this city. UAE is a big country.
Yeah,
Sharjah,
but the thing is, I believe that it's only because people think that making Hijrah is like a walk in the park, right? Like they look at you and I right now being online and all the other brothers that's sharing content actually to teach you, show you, guide you, direct you so you can do this, and then you in your mind you think
it's a scam.
Like it's a scam, or like we have someone handing us bags of money. Like that's not the case. So the journey in itself has its challenges, just like anything else in life. So I think what's glamorized is people thinking in their heads that it's just, a walk in the park. That's where the glamour is, which is fake. It's not. There's challenges. But now for you, you've done it. And you said that first month you got fired. But alhamdulillah, you had something going on, you're freelancing. So what pushed you to do all these things? Not just learn how to code, get job in coding, go into freelancing, but also copywriting, marketing. I mean, that's a whole lot of stuff for one person to do. Yeah, that came up.
Yeah, so that I told myself, because coding is it's a skill, but it's only a skill to really get a job if you just do coding, right? So
if you want to be an employee.
If you want to be an employee, fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just on purpose. Because there's some really good salaries and benefits.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a lot of people I know, 5 years, they get bored. Onto something else. Or, because remember, people still think a job is secure, but it's one source of income. If you get fired, you're done. So I always need something as a backup, which turned out to be my full-time thing. So when I was working for these companies, for these clients, especially when I went full-time with it, and I traveled a bit more, I went to Turkey, I went to Portugal, Italy again.
You well traveled.
Yeah. Last year, the first 3 months, I went to 5 cities. Last year, I was very burnt out. Now I hate traveling. I don't hate it, but I'm like, I only want to do it with the intent,
I'm there.
Because now I live here, I love living here. I don't need to travel much. I think before I kept traveling because there was escapism, because the UK was horrible, the weather's horrible, government's horrible. And when I was in East London, the big mosque, there's the big mosque in East London, right?
Never been.
You never been? Don't go.
I won't, inshallah. Especially now that you told me.
Well, there's no point anymore. 10 years ago, but now, no. Anyway, it's pretty much the main mosque of London, I'd say. I used to go to East London to just work in cafes and go to the mosque, right? It was a nice vibe. I used to meet people there as well. Twice I was there was bomb threats to the masjid and I had to get kicked out. I was middle of praying my sunnah, boom, you need to leave.
Wow.
can't stay in this country, man. Like,
It's
and people
crazy.
still say to me, "Oh, East London is more Islamic than Dubai or whatever." Like, bro,
A'udhu
you
billah.
can't even practice. I can't even pray. I'm kicked out. There's police and fire brigade outside the door. Like, you can't tell me that's Islamic. Like, it's not, because it's a kuffar country. It's Christian and God knows what else.
Bro, ignorance.
It's
I'm
a bunch of
sorry, man.
ignorance.
People are very ignorant when
Yeah,
it comes to these
yeah.
things. But so you doing all these skills, why would you take on all of these different type of things? And how have they helped you in your hijrah?
So coming to that, so as I said, coding is one thing. And as I was building these websites for these clients, like, for example, Premier League football agent, he had some different needs, right? And I didn't want just to do the website, because then I can do the website and then I said, bye, I have to find another client.
Right.
So then, I think 3 months before that, I got into copywriting very early on, accidental. I used to write a lot, Twitter, but also I used to have a blog, right? And then I used to, Webflow?
Of course.
So yeah, I used to be a big Webflow developer, and I got bored of it. I just end up, now there's Frame and a bunch of other stuff, right? So there was this one company, this lady, she messaged me, said, hey, we need a writer to talk about, for SEO, to write blogs, and we'll pay you whatever, like, give us your fee. Well, we want to give you a trial first, a paid trial, to see how well you write. The only reason why she did DM me, because of my positioning. On my Twitter profile, I put Webflow developer. So she saw that, maybe she typed it in on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so like, oh, Webflow, everything comes from a lot, risk, everything.
Yeah.
Just by one DM. That turned into a $7,000 project. Right? After that, I went into, like, this copyright stuff's quite easy, right? So I learned more about the fundamentals. I bought a course, obviously, called the 2-Hour Writer by Dan Co. This was in 2023. And then from there, I went full on. I messaged that client again, the agent. Hey, let me do your email marketing. That went really well, because he actually has a course as well, how to be a football agent.
Wow.
And it became an official university module as well.
Amazing.
I think he also does, like, he's an agent for NBA players, or he wants to get into that. I don't know, I forgot. His name's Erkut. He's Lombard. He's doing very well. He's from Turkey, German Turkish. And then other clients came through, because it was very niche. Copywriting, email marketing. You see a lot of clients like yourself who are sitting on 20,000 emails,
50,000,
50,000 emails,
50,000, bro.
Who, it's untapped money, right? The money's just there, but they don't know it.
Mahad keeps telling me.
Yeah. Get on it, bro. Get on it. And I thought, hey, look, I can just email these clients, or cold outreach is money. Website's only one thing. And then after that, I realized, listen, it's hard to find clients. What am I doing wrong? My sales skills are poor. Well, not poor, but they could be better, right?
Right.
So then I onboarded an agency, mentor. They were some kind of like LinkedIn outreach agency, but it wasn't done for you. It was done with your approach, which I really liked.
Why?
Because I don't want to keep paying someone monthly to do it. I kind of want to learn it.
You want to learn it so you can do
so I
it?
do it myself. Why not, right? And it wasn't that difficult. They were just teaching people how to set calls from DMs on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Use the right AI tools to find prospects. So I was booking deals with finally my ideal clientele, which is the Americans. You have the money.
Wow.
Over 50s only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Who are sitting on money, old, really boring businesses.
Yeah.
Who are actually going to reply, right?
Amazing.
I even went a step further, I hired 2 Egyptians to do cold calling for me, right?
Ooh.
To do for like construction companies in the US.
Wow.
Mostly EST, because Dubai EST is easier, but Dubai to West is hard. Like LA, I have to step too late. So now they'll become calls with me to the websites. I did the website using Go High Levels. Took me an hour to do, charging $5,000. Really, really easy stuff, just pumping them out. Wow. Then I kind of stayed away from websites. I did more just emails, and I did more revenue share because it became more profitable. And then now I'm kind of like sunsetting that, and now I've got this software I'm doing now. So I'm not really doing the agency as much anymore. I have a software company, and I've actually hired my first full-time student. He was a student, and now I've hired
in your program, tech program.
Yeah. Doing really well. I gave him a quick internship for 3 weeks.
Mashallah.
He really outperformed and out-delivered.
Yeah.
Like, he was building little components that were doing confetti on the screen. I didn't even ask for that. I'm
Barakah.
like, bro,
he's adding value.
He's adding value, without even asking.
Mashallah.
I'm like, bro, I know you're young, but I really want to keep training you up. And, so I hired him full-time. I was really happy with the salary and everything. He just started this week. Mashallah. And that's kind of what I promised on the offer of the jobs where I hire people. If I don't hire you, if someone doesn't hire you, then you get your money back. That's kind of how the offer works.
Also, did you guys have that kind of guarantee?
If in 6 to 8 months you don't get a job,
Yeah.
you get money back. But I
Amazing.
only afford to do that if I only have like 15 people at a time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a scam. I'm not, I can't guarantee everything.
But also, you're confident.
A lot of times. Yeah.
You're confident what you offer.
We've been doing it for years. Yeah.
So it's like, you know that at the end of the day, if the students complete the course, do what you're telling them to do, which you've done already for yourself.
Yeah.
You've done it with other students. You've seen other people do it.
Yeah.
You know that the formula works before.
And even if they don't get a job, by the way, I can hire them for myself. Or I've got so many clients who need, even if it's just a 3-month job contract, it's still a job.
Because all you need, and this is the thing, like people don't understand, when it comes to tech, or I will say almost any field that you want to break into, all you need is a foot in the door.
Yeah, that's it.
All you need is to be hired, because when you're hired,
that's when you learn.
You learn, and you're more hireable. You're more desirable, right?
Exactly.
Nobody wants to hire somebody who doesn't have a job.
No.
Right?
No.
Technically,
That's true. Unless I think what helped me get a job as well, I didn't even mention this, was I did do a freelance project. It wasn't paid, but I didn't mention that to the employer. I told him, because it was, I remember one of the staff members in the hospital, they were a part-time like photographer, right? And they went to the website. Cool, I got you. And I did it for them, and showed that I basically, and in the interview, I said I worked with a photography company. I put it as my CV,
which I did
technically.
Bro, this is you being good at sales and marketing.
That's it. Well, every project I did, on the CV where it says work experience, put it as work experience.
MashaAllah.
Month 1, how many months I did, 3 months on this project, what I learned, what company did it, khalas. And it's not even a lie, it's just how I worded it. And that's what got me the interviews. Yeah.
Tell me about the email marketing, because we touched about it on copywriting. What about email marketing? Like, what are there any use cases of?
Yeah, so actually recently, alhamdulillah, we had a student. She just started 3 weeks ago, bro, and she got her first client. It's a client. She's a female Arabic teacher. She does Arabic for sisters by sisters, right?
MashaAllah.
And I'm seeing a lot of sisters get more success actually with freelancing than guys.
Really?
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because they're more creative. I don't know what it is. I'm seeing a lot of single mothers do it as well. The brothers, they keep switching business models. They're like, okay, let me do a recruitment company. Okay, let me do AI. I'm like, bro, I don't teach that. I just teach it to do this. I do this because it's very transferable. If you can do copywriting, you can do sales. Marketing and sales, there's a very thin line, in my opinion, nowadays, between marketing and sales.
Right.
If you learn marketing, sales very easy, in my opinion.
Right.
I remember my mentor, he was a A-star sales guy. He was watching one of my recordings. I was telling him a recording of a client I closed, and he was just telling me how I'm quite a good salesman because I ask the right questions. That's all it's about. Sales is not talking. I actually rarely talk. I listen 70%. And I think maybe my NHS career helped me with that, because I would talk to patients, understanding their level of empathy, and just kind of just going down to that person, being at their level, listen to their needs, offering something. The rest is just price objection. That's not hard, It's just payment plans, whatever, right? So he saw me close that client, and he goes, but I needed some help on other things. And he goes, you're really good. And another guy as well, he was a prospect I was actually talking to, but he's into, I think he's a fitness coach, but his full-time job is a B2B sales guy in a company. And he was like, yeah, you're actually quite good at this. Like, you're almost going to close me.
Wow.
Like, hearing that from another sales guy actually helped me feel really, really good about myself. So whether you get into tech or anything, just learn how to speak, learn how to do psychology, and you're good.
Allah Barakah. So for someone who's right now listening, who's in the West and want to get out, but don't know how to replace a source of income, or like how to, earn income. This is I think this is the number one question, by the way, people want to make Hijrah ask, right? What would be your advice as to where they should start right now? What skills should they learn first right now?
I'd say make it easier for yourself by looking at what you're already doing. For example, I say the best software engineers, I don't know if you think the same, I say the best self-taught ones are the ones who their previous careers were teachers. If you can explain something to a non-technical person, then you're really good. And teachers, that's what they do all day. They talk to kids, right? So look into what you're already doing and see if you can find something within your career where you can learn one vertical skill and go with that. Or if you have no prospect at the moment, learn sales, learn tech, learn AI, learn the basics of coding, learn AI, and definitely learn something with marketing. I wouldn't suggest learning video editing. Video editing, in my opinion, video editing is very low, like it's a low ROI nowadays because it's very repeatable and it's very it's hard. There's a lot of competition. But if you learn something like copywriting, there is competition, but there's bad competition. A lot of people just don't know how to do it properly and they don't know how the sales side of things.
Right.
And coming to the topic of how do I know when to replace my income and whatnot? First of all, you're always going to need to take that jump anyway.
Yeah.
I'd say ignore the majority of social media where it says 10K a month. There's a whole big...
It's not real.
It's
all fluff.
Get to 1K a month.
Yes, please.
It's only, let's say $1,000, like £800, $850.
Yeah.
Get to that. That's one client. If you can sustain one client a month, that's enough for you to live in Egypt very comfortably. That's done. That's Hijrah done, right?
Yes.
What steps you got to
and Medina, by the way.
And Medina, and Medina. Or Morocco.
Yeah.
You know?
People don't believe that was crazy.
Yeah,
and Morocco.
Mad. Yeah, Medina. Morocco's cheap, very cheap.
Yeah.
And maybe Dubai. If you really want to go to Dubai for whatever reason, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I'd say make that your second option because you need a bit more money, maybe 2 to 3K.
Yeah.
But make that first jump because once you do that and you quit your job with that one client, then you know you got some bit of fire under you where you're like, you have to make it. A lot of people, they just they can always go back to their job, you know?
Yeah.
But even if you fail with your side hustle, you can always go back to what you did before.
That's right.
So what's that? People used to tell me when I used to do this when I started this business full-time after quitting my role, after I got fired, I guess.
Yeah.
They said, what if you fail? What if you fail? You'll just go back to a job. And I'm thinking their worst case scenario, or my worst case scenario, go back to a job is their reality. So then I can easily win if I just think, okay, well, I keep going because even if I go back, what's wrong with that? It's just a setback, but I'm still okay. I'm not homeless.
Well, you're going back also to doing something that you actually enjoy doing,
exactly,
which is building,
exactly.
writing code.
I can get a job as a CTO anytime I wanted to.
Yeah.
Why do I want to? I want to do this. But if I did, that's fine.
Yeah.
But at least I have that skill.
That's right. And nobody can take that away.
Exactly.
About it.
Only Allah can take anything away from you.
No.
But learn the skills and you're good forever. It's not about investing or crypto or not. You need money to invest, in my opinion.
So are you, just so I understand, you're teaching copywriting?
Yeah.
So you don't only offer that as a service, but you teach it, and also email marketing. I know you offer that also as a service, but you also teach it.
Yeah. So copywriting. So we mainly teach email marketing as copywriting.
Okay.
Because there are also other forms, right? There's ads.
God.
I don't really do ads. Right. I have someone to do ads for me. I don't do ads. But email marketing.
The email marketing, the copy, because that needs a copy.
There's so many clients for that. Literally, I have clients. I actually send clients to my students. So I have people that approach me with a small budget. And they're like, hey, look, I know you have students. Literally the other day. I know you have students. I need this and this. One of them was a real estate developer, not developer, like a company agent. Yeah. Other one was a personal trainer. And they have a lot of emails because they're on social media. But they're like, I need to do something with it. Give money for students. Boom, like that. I just pair them up. I put it on the school. So that
works for the student, works for you, works for the client.
I get testimonials because they get a client. it works.
Allah Barak. So right now, if anybody's interested in learning copywriting, email marketing, which, wallahi, I know now, I know the value, and I keep hearing it over and over and over and over and over. You at the very least, get into that. And it's powerful. And people have made Hijrah just using that one skill. Because every business needs it.
Exactly.
And with AI, now you can do that
very easily.
It's like you having superpowers, right? So, and obviously we're going to link, your socials and your site so that if those who are interested in learning, they can do that. So I want to talk, so you have a program. We have a program, right? And one of the challenges I'm seeing, and I want to talk about, also if you're seeing the same, is that people almost believe that learning how to code is rocket science, right? Or they believe that
it's another language. It's not you need to be a math genius to understand it.
Math genius. It's like some high level science, right? Or the time, which now you've debunked on this episode today, that, just because you have a job full time does not mean you cannot do it, right? See what I'm saying? So what would you say for someone who's, let's have a job, but really want to code.
Easiest thing to do that,
Mm-hmm.
because there are people who will watch this and still think that was hard.
Yeah.
Go on ChatGPT,
Yeah.
type that question in,
Yeah.
and it'll tell you from thousands of people who said ask the same questions on Reddit, YouTube, or whatever. And you'll get a reply from a senior engineer who'll be like, no, I was always bad at maths in school and I still became an engineer. All it is, like, it looks like crazy symbols, but if you actually read it, actually, especially Python, it's actually very English-like.
Yeah.
But now there's going to be a whole new era where it's like, you need to know how to prompt, and it's going to be more and more like
prompt
English.
engineering. Like
Exactly. So don't worry about code, worry about how to solve problems. If you always like puzzles,
amazing.
If you're good at gaming, and a lot of brothers who are good at gaming and become some really good
They can be really good engineers because they're solving problems.
Exactly.
If you're good at chess,
oh, you're amazing at coding.
You know what I mean? Like, so people, I want to give people, Jazakallah for bringing it up. It's like, let's give them real life things. If you are someone who can think on how to resolve issues, how to get out of a tight parking spot, bro, you're an engineer.
Yeah.
That's
all it is.
That's what it is, because you are solving problems. And again, to go to your point, business itself is nothing but solving people's problems and getting paid for it. Engineering, that's all you're doing. The only difference is with engineering, with code, you're just using the code itself as a tool, because that's what computers understand.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're using that as a tool to write a function to do something. That solves the problem.
That's literally all it is.
That's all it is.
That's the perfect explanation of what developing is. Yeah.
Barakallah fiqh. Does anyone care, Akhi? Does anyone care? Have you ever dealt with a client or anyone that you know, or even you yourself as a user of tools? Do you ever care what something is built with?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no, I don't.
Do you
as
even
long as it works.
bother to check unless you were using like this tool that we use to find out because we're trying to, there's a benefit for it? Do we even care what's underneath the hood?
No.
What matters? Functionality.
Exactly.
It works. It's reliable, right?
Yeah.
So something that I'm doing, and I want to talk about what you're doing as well.
Yeah.
So I decided. So we have. I think we spoke about this on our call last time. We have coding for Hijrah.
Yeah.
And, for me, that's like a very dear mission, because, again, I leverage code, just like you, to change my life before Allah, to make Hijrah and all that stuff. So, and I wanted to always go and make that possible for people as well. And alhamdulillah, we have some students in the pipeline, people are learning, they love it, and I hope they will get the result that we hope for them, right? And then I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur at heart. Like, before coding and all that stuff, all I've done is entrepreneurship. ShopX was actually the final project. I don't know if I told you.
Oh, that was the final project?
That was my final project for my coding bootcamp, bro. I didn't tell the story like that.
That's
bro,
crazy.
So that's why now I make it part of the program that you don't graduate from this program unless you do a final project that's a real project. Right. You're not graduating. You can quit if you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're not gonna, and not just, I don't want you to build a tic-tac-toe.
Oh, no.
You're not gonna copy some website that exists like Facebook. I don't care about that. Yeah. You are gonna solve a real problem, because I need you to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Just like you.
That's all it is. Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah,
again, nothing we get in a job.
Yeah.
But we have to, especially as Muslims, we have to be builders. We cannot just be consumers. Bro, I have to show you something. This was not planned, but I'm going to have to do it right now. On the fly. And I've done this with a few people. And Sammy put you on the spot, but it's really like, I want to make a point here, if you don't mind. Look at this image. And please just tell the people like what you're looking at.
Okay, so we're seeing 2025 Q1. How many was this?
This is a list of
Elon Musk is
the billionaires in the world, the top billionaires as of Q1 2025.
Elon Musk, what is that? 436
almost $500 billion
to Amazon, all tech, everything tech, Microsoft, Google.
So my question is, what are your observations? You already said one of the tech.
Yeah, the tech companies are at the top, and they've always been.
Yes.
Even, have you seen Airbnb?
Yes.
It's not a tech company. Have you seen there's a show?
I just watched today the new announcements that they made.
What's announcements?
Now they're turning it into a service. Like, it's not just renting rooms anymore.
Okay.
They bring in chefs into the platform. They bring in services, whatever you like, everything up.
Oh, Elon's wanted to build that. Okay.
He will do that with X. Yeah. He will do that, inshallah. That's his plan.
Yeah, you can apply for jobs at X, by the way. Now there's a job board.
Crazy. So it's gonna be an everything app.
Sorry, it wasn't Airbnb I was thinking about. It was WeWork.
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 Yeah.
I'm
I
watching
worked
the
for them. I
show.
was an employee at WeWork.
No way.
Yeah.
WeWork is crazy. Was Adam Newman? Was at the time? Was he there?
So he was still there at the time.
He's nuts. But you know, he's so smart. You know what he did?
Yeah.
He's Israeli, but whatever.
Yeah.
He made it look like it's a tech company. So he raised $5, $6 billion, and made it look like it was a tech company.
Yeah.
So he just raised money, more.
Yeah.
He was burning millions of dollars per day. He was losing millions, just so he can get market share. So he can buy out other other co-working spaces and everything, and like Uber, kind of, right? Like Uber.
Yeah.
And it's insane to me. Now what he's done, by the way, he has Flow, which is actually in Riyadh. Is a co-living.
I saw it.
It's amazing. It's really nice.
You've been to it?
And I saw a tour.
Amazing.
Saw a tour on YouTube. It looks so good. I think there's one in Dubai very soon as well.
I think he raised like 300 million for that.
He raised 300 million, which is insane. Everyone called him a scammer.
Yeah.
How does he keep getting away with this?
With over $1 billion.
How is he doing this? He just raised the money to fund his lifestyle.
He's a good salesman, a good marketer.
He's such a good salesman.
And also, I'll say he's a problem solver.
Yeah.
Because for people to buy into it, he must be solving a problem.
It was his own problem, though, because he used to live in the co-living space. Because I think he moved, after his parents got divorced, he moved houses 13 times.
Wow.
So he really wanted the community. When he went to New York, he realized New York was very lonely. He wanted WeWork. Everyone laughed at his face. And now look.
Community.
Community is everything.
Bro,
that's why nowadays
that's a whole other conversation, bro.
Yeah.
But tell me, though, besides the tech, so not only the top ones are tech, if you notice, the majority here are all tech.
Yeah, all tech.
Only two are not.
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton and Walmart.
Yeah.
Those are consumer goods, right?
The rest of Microsoft, you got Zuckerberg, obviously, Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, though. I thought Amazon was
$500 billion, bro.
Is it this year?
This is Q1 2025.
Well, I lost money with Tesla, bro. What's going on?
I know, but you know, that was because the whole political stuff happened in the US.
BYD's, you know, the Chinese car.
Yeah.
That's up more than Tesla at the moment. I bought a bunch of shares. They're really good.
Crazy.
Really good.
Crazy. BYD is the number one car company in the world right now. People don't know that.
Yeah, I'm buying in quite a lot because I think AI and Chinese stock in general, as long as they're halal, really, really good.
We got to talk AI next.
Yeah, really good.
One more observation, which is a major one I'm really trying to get out of this.
Is it this year?
Look at all these people.
The all men?
They're all men. Men run the world.
Sorry, sisters,
Men run the world. That's just the truth. We're not going to shy away from that.
Enough, I'm missing something. Or is it something obvious? Probably is, right?
Any of the Muslims.
That's true, no.
That's the number one thing to get out of this.
Yeah.
None of these people is Muslim. But to me, this blew my mind.
Yeah. Actually, there's a correction there.
Yeah.
You know, Cursor.
Yeah.
Muslim.
But Cursor's not here.
Cursor's not here, but it should be there very soon, and it will be. Because remember, Cursor,
so.
Microsoft wanted to buy them out.
For how much?
They said no. I don't know how much, but they bought Windsor for.
I saw they bought Windsor.
40 billion or something. I don't know.
No. Listen.
Was it?
I think it was like 3 billion.
Sorry, 4
billion. Right.
Cursor said no. Yeah. I think it was a good option.
Cursor's blowing up. But these
But
companies here, all of these are like $1 trillion companies.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the point I want to make about this, and this is something the realization that I've come to, is that we have to be builders. All of these guys, a lot of these guys, even though it's tech, some of them come from an engineering background, but at the core, they're not just employees, they builders. Mark Zuckerberg's never had a job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight out of uni.
Yeah. He didn't even graduate. He dropped out, but he went into entrepreneurship. So now, you know, going back into the coding thing, so what I've decided to do recently is, like, how can we get more? So I'm very interested. I love startups. I love the startup ecosystem. I love seeing products built out of nothing. I love investing in startups. I want to see a Muslim version of Y Combinator. And
I'm building that. I didn't even tell you. I've got that, or kind of. So
really?
So I think Imran, I don't know if he knows about this. Yeah, he does actually. Yeah, he does. So early this year, actually last year when I first came in, I don't know if I can say this. I probably can. Faisal from Freshly Grounded. You know Faisal?
I know who he is.
And Kaya, we made a community called Sabil.
Where's this at?
It's a private network. It was basically for high net worth individuals.
Okay.
Very private. You meet up, we talk, we go to villas, we do just kind of meetups, right?
Amazing.
It never really happened like that.
Okay.
He left because he had stopped work. Kaya brought on 6 investors, and one of our other co-founders and new co-founder,
Mm-hmm.
we realized that we can easily connect startups and with the investors. And then we already have one deal closed.
Is that you?
That's me.
Allah Barak. Amazing. Are you guys looking to invest some more? Because I may have something in the pipeline for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send us the pitch decks.
Allah Barak.
Send us the pitch decks. And they're all Muslims, obviously.
So you guys, so let me understand. So you guys, this is going to be a network of investors pretty much. You guys are going to do the investing.
Yeah, we have the investors already.
Okay.
We just need more startups to come with their pitch decks. We'll give you anything between $50 to $100 to $200,000. Anything more than that, we need to look at these Emiratis. We'll see.
Bro. Hold on.
I've got that in the pipeline, but we'll see how that goes.
We have to partner up.
Yeah.
And listen to me, because what I'm doing is, what I was looking for what I'm trying to do. Okay, it's not ready yet, but I'm working on it. But what I'm trying to do is, I'm actually going to be looking for investors. So I'm not doing the investing.
Okay.
My side is spinning off as many startups as possible.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, I see, bro. There is a Muslim version of it, by the way. But it is in America, though. Aleph, they're called. They're big.
I heard about Aleph.
They're so good, bro. We need to be like them.
But they're not building either.
We're in the UAE, huh?
They're not building either.
They're building.
No,
they're not building. Yeah.
I want to do
they're
the
just
building.
investors. Yeah.
So I want to build.
Okay.
I want to do the building. This is what I love to do.
That'll be good. Yeah.
And then when I build, I'm partnering with you guys to look into these
Let's do it.
startups on a day-to-day.
We're looking for this.
We see the good ones and we invest in them. We can also partner with Aleph. We don't have. Let's partner up.
Yeah.
Right?
We go on,
so we're missing the building. This is what we're missing. This is why. So I launched something recently. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's called Build Fast.
Okay.
So my whole thing with Build Fast, right? Yeah. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khairan. So Build Fast, we have two focuses. Okay. So we have coding for Hijrah. We have Pivot Tech, which I love because we need to train engineers.
Them up.
We need to train the engineers who will eventually come and work with these startups and these companies. We need the talent, right?
That's kind of what I did. I hired them to work on mine.
Allahumma barak.
But let's do it for others. Yeah.
This is what we need, right? And it's not a competition. People don't understand.
I don't believe
we must uplift each other. Because I need things that you have. You need things that I have.
That's what the Yahud are doing. So we need to be like
That's the only way to win.
Yeah.
It's the only way to win. There's no other way. So now we launch Build Fast, and the goal is to literally what it means. My whole goal is to help Muslim entrepreneurs launch startups at the speed of lightning, at the speed of light, as quickly as possible.
And we can now with AI.
No, it is with AI, bro. You just mentioned cursor. How do you think we're doing this?
Exactly.
Bro, I built a SaaS. So my primary focus right now is just SaaS, by the way. Okay. Eventually we'll go into other things as we bring on more talent. So one of the things that we're going to be looking for, by the way, is engineers, because the process is like this. You come in as someone who want to launch your startup right now. Let's say your SaaS. We will work with you, and you said this earlier as well. So it's not done for you.
Done with you.
Done with you. Because what I need you to do is, as an entrepreneur, I need you to learn the process of how to go from zero to launch startup with us right now. After we're done with this one, if it takes off, alhamdulillah, keep working on it. If it does not, you're going to know there's a point where you're going to realize, okay, I have to close that. But what you're going to do next? Go back and build the next one.
Yeah, iterate.
On the next one, you're going to build it on your own because you learned with us already on the first one.
Yeah.
Now, if you need any technical help along the way where you're lacking, we're going to have engineers on deck that will support you, but you're building. We're not building for you. Because 80% of what you're going to do is going to be using AI. 90%.
Yeah.
That 5 to 10% that you're going to need technical help debugging.
It's crazy.
We're going to help you.
Investors will love this kind of stuff nowadays. Like they were like, I didn't even give him my pitch deck, bro. Like it wasn't even a case where I was like, they invest in the person. My mentor, he got $1 million seed from a Russian oligarch.
Amazing.
Sat with him 50 minutes, and he goes, "Look, bro, I don't even understand half things you just said,
but I believe in you.
By the business, but I like you. I like your story. Yeah, $1 million, boom.
That's what YC does. Right?
That's what YC does.
They invest in people, and that's why we need people who are driven, people who can be disciplined. People who...
And the issue is, there are a lot of brothers who are like this and sisters who are building in their bedroom. I've seen a lot of people, but they just don't, again, lack of funding. Also discipline, but also like, there's some great engineers out there, but they don't know anything about marketing themselves.
They're not entrepreneurs.
They're not. They're just builders, but they can build really good applications really fast, but they don't know how to market it, so they just ends up in their hard drive.
I need these
And it's
guys.
sad.
I
It's
need
quite
these
sad.
guys in this ecosystem.
Yeah.
I need the entrepreneurs and the builders to come so we can build and launch. I want to build and launch, wallahi. At least, I'm talking about in the next few months.
Let's launch a podcast, Bird Fast podcast. Let's do it.
For real.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we can do that. And I want to build, wallahi, I want to launch hundreds
You know what we can
of
start
products
with?
every single day.
You know what we can start with?
Yeah.
As content.
Mhm.
Or you can use this. Actually, come along.
Yeah.
I'm hosting a hackathon in a villa sometime soon.
Where?
Somewhere Khorfakhan I'm looking at, or Rack.
You know, that's my, by the way, you know, Khorfakan, that's my turf, right? That's my,
Yeah, I
that's
saw
my
Instagram
playground.
video. I just saw.
That's
Yeah,
my
yeah,
playground.
Yeah. So nice.
Halal
I haven't been
Marriage.
there yet. I need to go.
I don't come to this side except for things like this.
It's so good. I need to
stay
go.
there.
So
Bro, come
I
do the
have a few
hackathon in
brothers
Medina.
interesting.
Come do it in Medina.
Ooh,
Listen to me.
That's a shout.
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back to build fast now.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I'm readying right now my own villa in Medina.
Okay.
That can host
Okay,
30 people.
Amazing. Yeah.
It can host 30 people.
Okay.
And
That could
we
work.
actually have a hackathon planned after Hajj.
Okay. When is this? Which month?
So-
August. Oh,
So this is going to be like
oh,
June. So it's going to be July, August.
Okay.
Okay. And it's all centered around AI.
Okay. I'm done.
You're so humane. You're so
Yeah.
humane, right?
Yeah.
Bro, we're trying to tap into the
Are there
Saudi.
builders in Medina? Are there developers?
We will bring
I
them.
know, no, but they've got co-working space now, right?
They have some
Some-
co-working space. But no, but we
launch pad,
will
what's
bring them. We will bring them.
Yeah.
We will bring them.
Okay.
So the hackathon, what we're planning is to have a group of people that will be there in person. Let's say 30 people. Okay. Not all of us are going to be building, necessarily developers like we, you know.
Yeah.
But again, with AI, with cursor, with all this stuff.
Exactly.
Even you and I, maybe we're not writing code anymore, but we can build, right?
Yeah.
I want to have like 30 heavy hitters, okay, in the room, in the villa. And then we're going to launch a global hackathon that is online. So you can participate from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, that's good.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be AI powered, AI centered. You're going to build a solution for the kingdom. I want it to be for Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pick something that has to be related to Umrah, to Hajj, to Medina.
Yeah.
To, I don't care what it is. And the goal is the winning team will be flown into Saudi Arabia. So now we want to be able to attract talent to Saudi. Because this is part of their goals with this company, with Humane. It's $100 million investment.
Yes.
So much money to go around.
I was thinking I might do this maybe next year or maybe late this year.
Yeah.
Is because I want more people to make a Hijrah, but also give an incentive. Because now there's like really cheap visas now. There's like a freelance visa.
Yeah.
It's like £2,000.
Amazing.
Everything included. So we're gonna.
This is for where? Saudi or for
Dubai?
Dubai?
Yeah.
So I heard about this one.
Yeah. Freelance visa.
Yeah.
So I was saying, look, so we can host some kind of competition.
Mhm.
Whoever wins gets that.
Amazing. Let's
You
do it
get
with the first one.
residency. Yeah, you get a visa, which means you can come here. You have no excuse not to come here.
Bro, let's do it with the first one.
No excuse.
I'm down with that.
And it depends how it goes. Even 2 weeks rent free, whatever. Like use someone's apartment. I don't
You know, if it's Medina,
Son, I mean,
by the
you're
way,
gonna
if
have
it's
one of his-
Medina, I can offer that. If it's Medina,
Yeah?
why I say Medina? I have the villa, so we don't have to rent one.
Right, yeah.
I have apartments,
Yeah.
so we can host people.
That's true. Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
so we can still make the visa for here
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, do you rent in? Or do you what's the one?
because we do real estate.
You do it in Medina.
I do real estate in Medina. That's my core.
Is that the Instagram? There's Instagram that I've seen. There's some tours of Medina.
The Medina Project, maybe. Is it? Are we like doing
It's
something?
not a Medina Project. I think it's a different Instagram account where he shows Medina apartments. You can
No,
look up.
that's not us.
Okay, I like that.
That's
It's,
us.
I didn't realize how cheap Medina is. Not bad.
Medina is very affordable. Very affordable.
My brother-in-law's sister's husband. No, he is a student in Medina, and he's there as well.
Hackathon.
So-
Inshallah, we're going to discuss this. We're going to plan. If you want to do it here,
I'd love
If it's
to.
here, I'm happy to
yeah,
support it.
Yeah.
if it's Medina, I'm happy to host it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and we can align whatever you have planned with what we think with the AI. And by the way, when I say AI off camera, we're going to talk. We have things. Walillah alhamd.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, the opportunity is unbelievable.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about this off camera.
Yeah.
Bi-idhnillah azza wa jal. But let's go back to, because I'm so excited about the startups thing.
Mm.
So build fast. Now tell me, I want your feedback on this. I want your feedback on camera. So what we do with build fast, I want to spin off hundreds of products and services every single day. How are we going to do it? We're going to leverage AI to build it. And I built out kind of like a framework.
Okay.
Of course, it leverages things like Cursor, V0, Lovable, and all these tools,
Yeah.
and NAN and Superbase.
And it's really,
okay?
and it's
And it's
Superbase
crazy.
is cracked. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
so now imagine with these tools right now, I can build and launch a SaaS literally.
Yeah, in 1 day, 2 days, you can do anything. Yeah,
In 1
it's
day.
crazy.
In 1 day.
Database, everything's connected.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah.
Everything fully.
Yeah.
So, but what I'm doing is with the people I'm bringing into this program is to make it a 30-day program, because it's not about you just being able to prompt and build and all that stuff. That's not it. I need you to understand marketing and sales and the whole cycle.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Because look, even like there's a guy out there, I'm sure there's companies out there who have developed one functionality, one SaaS for an airport, let's say, and they're printing millions.
Of course.
They're not online, no one cares. He's just sitting there. He's
micro
chilling.
SaaS.
Yeah. It's huge. Have you seen another guy? Have you seen the guy Mark Lubes on YouTube?
Of course.
French guy.
Mark. How many he has now?
Bro, I don't know how many. 20 plus.
I think Ship Fast.
Yeah, all
this
of
fast.
Data Fast, which is really good. I like it.
Data Fast is new. That's the last one he's put out, right? I think
it's kind of new. Yeah. It's really good, really good. And he just ships products. You know, his accent. He just there in his Bali villa. By the way, another Hijrah area which I want to look into. I don't know if anyone there. No one really talks about like Malaysia and Indonesia. They're all Muslim countries.
Let's take a trip there.
Yeah, I really want to go. Wallah.
You know, I was in Indonesia. Me and Sufyan were just talking about. We're talking about just doing a trip to another country around there. But we're gonna go to. We want to check out Malaysia for sure.
Beautiful.
We're talking about maybe Singapore. We're not sure, but definitely Malaysia. So
Singapore is a whole, because there are VCs in America who say your company has to be incorporated in either America or Singapore, apparently.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Interesting. Singapore is also a very wealthy country. Very wealthy country.
And a lot of Muslims.
Yeah. Malaysia's packed Muslim. Indonesia. And that's another Hijrah place as well. There's a sister on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen her. She's a British woman. She's Asian.
Oh, the one in Malaysia?
Yeah, Malaysia.
Amazing. I've seen that.
Very
amazing
cheap.
content.
It's not like, it's very nice. My friend was there for a month. It was
education is accessible.
Yeah. Very much so. It's like, and the edtech scene is huge there as well.
Yeah.
EdTech, the SaaS scene is massive there, and they're very smart people. The Malaysians. And
let's take a trip, man. Let's go and see, inshallah.
I plan to go in September, inshallah. Anyway,
okay.
But I want to go with the brothers again. It'll be good.
If you're serious about making hijrah and gaining financial freedom, stop waiting and start building. Coding for Hijrah gives you the tech skills to land a remote tech job or launch your own business, all for the price of a daily latte. Learn full stack development, AI, no code, and UI UX design fundamentals with a Muslim community that shares your vision. The first 100 students get in for a very, very special offer. Trust me, don't miss this. Click the link in the description and start your journey coding now. Now back to the podcast. Yeah, I want to talk. Definitely want to talk a lot about what you guys doing with the investments. I hope we will be able to get some products, some SaaS startups in the beginning that we can bring to the table and say, here's what we our guys are building and look for. So I have VCs already. Some VCs reaching out.
No, awesome.
So hopefully, we can come, you guys, Alif and all, it's an ecosystem.
Yeah, exactly.
And we can all, be even Lazar, just support each other. And also even with the talent, being able to.
Especially here, like in the Arab lands, it's so easy to sell your stuff because there's like the government wants it. RTA is looking at different opportunities. The tourism scene in Saudi, Riyadh, Jeddah is massive. Oman, by the way, untapped. I was there in January. It's amazing. Oman is different. I love
I got the trip there too, inshallah.
Mountains, literally, bro, 360.
Allah.
And it's cheap, weirdly cheap. I don't know, but it's going to go up soon.
And also, I think residency is easy too. I heard now setting up a company is cheaper than here.
Yeah. My friend lives there. He does e-com. And he moved there. You've probably seen him actually. Mustafa Laith.
Oh, Mustafa. Yeah. That's your boy?
Yes, my boy. Yeah.
I got to connect with Mustafa.
Yeah. Because literally, when I was there, he welcomed me and everything. He's a G.
And he's doing real estate as well.
Really good brother, Lambadik. Oh, really?
I think he's doing real estate. I've seen him.
Recently.
On YouTube.
Oh, no. Not that Mustafa.
Not that Mustafa.
Sorry, is that Mustafa or someone else? Mustafa. There's another guy. Sorry, I know. He's an e-com. Mustafa is different. I don't know Mustafa.
Okay.
He didn't reply. He's very, I think he's more of a, he doesn't really say. I wanted to message him, but I think he's a different area. But I was in another place. Was it Mustafa? Well, I forgot his name's bad. But anyway, there's another guy. He does e-com. He does jobs. But also Mustafa, I know he does real estate really good.
Yeah.
And I was looking at some real estate prices. Because I don't know if I want to invest in Dubai because it's very it's a jungle in Dubai. But
expensive.
Yeah, and expensive. It's nice, but for what you get is a bit. You can go to other places. Oman, I'm seeing pumps are crazy cheap.
Yeah.
1 bed, studios, 2 beds for weirdly good price, no interest, monthly payments, really, really good.
Because people are not falling there. They don't know what it's there yet.
Yeah.
So
It's not
right
there.
now,
It's like how Dubai used to
is
be.
the time to get in. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Even Jeddah, I would say. Even
Jeddah.
Yeah.
Even Saudi Arabia as a whole right now,
Yeah.
the opportunity is amazing because people have not realized yet what's happening, right? Dubai is already known.
Dubai,
right?
everyone know, yeah.
It's already known. So people come. So, but the good thing about Dubai, though, for those who don't know, amazing things happen here when it comes to networking and entrepreneurship.
That's very true. That's the biggest thing.
What happens here doesn't happen anywhere else almost. So that is something not to be discounted.
That's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I'm here. Like, you just...
That's why I'm here all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really.
Even though I would say, like, Dubai is a place where you can come for 2 years and leave if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Get what you need and go. But I'm picking, I like Abu Dhabi. It's a very nice place.
So some brothers just asked me to go tomorrow to go visit. They just want to go check it out.
Have you been here?
I've been.
Yeah,
well, like, they actually want to go check it out, like, from, you know,
I was in a majlis there. It was a Somalis in Tech. By the way, we should probably partner with Somalis Tech. Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm part of so we do a lot of events. I was a keynote speaker at the last one in Abu Dhabi. It's a farm, really fun. We played paddle and there was
I have to introduce you to someone.
Ali, if I remember.
No, brother who's living in Sharjah works with Microsoft. I don't know if you know.
Yeah,
have you done anything
I
Microsoft?
know him. I forgot his name. Mohammed was. Yeah, he likes to wear that. Yeah, I know him. You know? Yeah, he's on the group chat. Yeah. Adi.
I know he supports the Somalis in tech.
He's there. We did a Microsoft event last year, I think.
MashaAllah.
And I think he helps us get into it. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's exciting, right? This year is going to be
super
crazy.
exciting. Super exciting.
This year, just gets
I just hope we collectively can come together and do things together.
The hackathon I really love, by the way. Especially, I didn't even think about it. Yeah, we could do it online. Yeah, we can get hundreds of people just on Zoom coding away. I like that a lot. Yeah.
AI powered, bro. Yeah. Like, you know, and we can do it. Because look, what matters today to the UAE, Saudi Arabia, all these countries the most is AI advancement. So let's do AI focused stuff. So I believe that people, when they hear AI, it's like, it needs to be demystified for them. You know, like, they're hearing AI, they think it's like, I don't know, like how to even explain.
They don't get it.
How simple and basic it is. You know, even when we talk about AI automations, AI agents, people think it's like,
what's that?
They really think it's a robot. MCP.
They don't know what it is.
Yeah, like, it's like, thinking AI agent is like some robot sitting somewhere.
On my Twitter the other day, I put a poll. I said, if I, like, I said, the words MCP, LLM, do you know what it means?
Yeah.
And I think more than like 7% said no, they don't know what it means.
Wow.
And then I put another poll. It was like, do you think, like, how do you think you are with AI? And the options were, I don't know enough, or I know more than enough. And a lot of people just don't know because they don't care. It doesn't affect their lives yet. But when it does affect their lives, like Mark Zuckerberg was saying, 2 years, for 2 years, big companies are going to scramble. Governments are going to scramble. Then there's going to be a massive rush. People are going to get left behind. Oh, you know, I'm out of a job. And it's like, bro, I've been telling you for 2 years.
So do you think right now is the time to learn AI automation?
We're in a bubble. Yeah. We are in a bubble. And I think a lot of VCs were like saying no to AI startups in 2023.
Oh, now they're pouring money into it.
Yeah, and 2024.
Yeah.
But now, because the AI agents is still very like November started, right?
Yeah.
2024 November. Cursor was earlier, right? October, September. So really, this year is a whole other chapter of AI where if you miss it, I honestly think it's similar to missing Bitcoin in 2013.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm not even exaggerating.
True. There's a lot happening in AI. It's overwhelming, even for me, as someone who's like working with AI every single day, right? Like, I have to cut off the noise, right? And sometimes
every day there's something new.
There's something new. And I was telling someone yesterday, like, the risk of like you trying to keep up with everything is that you don't keep up with anything. Okay. So you have to pick your lane and focus on something. So with that being said, what do you believe is the most pivotal thing, the most pivotal thing for people right now to focus on? Because what you just said now about 2 to 3 years, because I believe that every single individual and every single business needs AI automation today, not in 2 to 3 years. If you don't have it today, you're literally wasting time and you're behind. And I'm one of those, by the way. I need to catch up. But what do you believe is the most pivotal thing in AI for someone to learn, to focus on, to go into?
It's a good question. I think the most pivotal skill now, as the time of recording, because it moves so fast, probably in May 2025, May? Yes, May. It's May already.
Feels
May
like June.
2025, the most important thing to learn in AI is how to connect different systems together
Mhm.
to do one custom function.
Ooh.
So,
AI automation.
yeah. Before it used to be called workflows, Zapier,
Yeah.
easy that just connects.
Make.
Make.
Mhm.
But now there's different tools to connect those tools to each other to do one custom function, where you can now basically connect Telegram to Google Sheets to, like, right now I did this last year. It's a very simple automation, a workflow I'd call it. Is Slack and Stripe. So every time I get a sale, it goes to my Stripe. It goes to my Slack as a notification.
Yeah.
And on a channel so all my sales guys can see, and the name and all that, so they get motivated to close more deals.
And now you can do that with
and anything,
hundreds and thousands
you can
of
get
tools.
a Telegram. Years ago, this isn't even new, by the way. This is very old.
Yeah.
Years ago, I saw a guy on Twitter, some Indian guy, very, very clever guy. He wanted to automate good morning messages to his girlfriend on WhatsApp.
Wow.
So now WhatsApp, every time, I think every day 7 a.m, good morning from a bot, and she has no idea. Oh, he's so sweet. You automate everything so your brain has more bandwidth to do things that actually matter. Talk to users, talk to investors, content, which is honestly really important, especially LinkedIn. A lot of people are sleeping on LinkedIn. I don't know why.
Including me.
LinkedIn is... I left Instagram. I deleted it. Apart from today, I got it again. But for the last 2 months, I had no social media on my phone. My screen time is 3 hours a day. Purely because I'm on my laptop, my iPad, or I just go out and actually talk to people.
So AI automation then. Can we say that?
That's I think that's right now. Yeah, agents
this will be it.
Yeah, and agents now are basically, especially if you know, there's a. I think we should link this video. There's a YouTube video that I watched that's really, really good. He explains very well how AI models and LMs reason. Once you understand, and he explained it very clearly.
We need this.
Yeah, how an LLM, which is large language model, like ChatGPT and whatnot, how it reasons. Because soon, I think there's going to be a new reasoning model by ChatGPT.
Right.
And they've been pumping out GPTs and features since January. Like, I don't know how many now at this point. It's been ridiculous.
Many.
Sora, their image and video API, has not been released yet. I'm waiting for it to be released. I'm ready. Just keep up to date. Just subscribe to one channel on YouTube, one Instagram. You're on Instagram.
Yep.
Build fast. Even if you're not a developer, go follow Build Fast and see what everyone's building. I think just see what everyone's doing, just so they can have some FOMO. Like, hey, look, is that easy? I don't need to be a top developer to do this because I can be a basic and learn AI. Then it's now the moat is it's not building. It's like how to distribute. It's marketing, it's sales. Learn that, which is, I think nowadays that might be harder to learn than coding. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's especially sales.
Yeah.
So some people are natural at sales.
Yeah.
So, which is not really difficult.
Yeah. So you guys heard it. Definitely, I second what you're saying. I really believe that. So generally, I really believe that AI automations, again, agents, whatever, people using all these terms. If you want to use automations, or workflows, whatever it is, because all at the end of the day, at the core, it's all the same. If you know how to do this well, you have hit a gold mine.
100%,
for yourself, inshallah, for businesses, just like businesses, every single business needs a website. We can agree on that, right?
100%, yeah.
And still, there are so many that don't have websites. So there's still so much demand.
Even
bad
web
websites.
Design, you see, there's still demand. It's crazy.
The demand is crazy.
I was calling up like construction companies in Ohio, bro, and horrible websites or no websites. I had a tool, AI tool actually.
Yeah.
AI tool that can go and scrape Google Maps and see which one has not got a website. Then my guy in Egypt will call them, set a meeting, and that's it, done.
Amazing.
Really, really simple. But people just don't think like that because they think it's hard to learn. But
so now you can do that for automation and AI agent. Same thing you did.
Yeah. There's a guy on YouTube who's doing this whole thing about AI agency, build AI agency, build custom GPTs, all of that. And it's not difficult. Like,
it sounds difficult. It's not. You just need someone. What you need, though, is, what I generally believe is, just like you said, you're paying even your mentor, right? Which, if you know the value, you will be willing to pay.
Exactly.
You're going to pay tuition anyway, like someone said to me. You will pay tuition. Whether that tuition is you wasting so much time to end up to pay at the end anyway,
Yeah.
feel all the pain and the burns,
Yeah.
or you pay upfront to someone who can do what? Fast track that for you.
And he's been where you are. A lot of times,
where you are.
people come to me because they were like, hey, I'm also in NHS. I want to get out of here. I used to be a teacher. I want to get out of here. I'm stuck in the UK.
I want to get out of there.
You know what I mean? I'm stuck in the States or whatever. But I think the people in America have better than the UK. The UK is ta'ban. Is really Europe actually in general is so slow. The government's there aren't even thinking about AI.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, you see countries here in America and China. China are teaching their kids in school, by the way, how to use AI in their school. That's why China is.
We're taking
so
a trip
ahead.
to China too, by the way.
China are actually really well because I'll talk about off camera.
Yeah. We got to do China too to learn what they're doing, where they are, how they got there. But guys, Shuayb, really, Akhi, it's been truly a pleasure. I think we've been all over the place with this because I think everything we've been talking about is super exciting for us. It's super exciting for us. All these things are really, really close to home. Whether it's the Hijrah stuff, the tech stuff, just the entrepreneurial stuff, the AI stuff. So it really is even hard to focus, to be honest with you, right? Like we want to touch this and that. So, but it's been an exciting conversation. But before we go, if you don't mind, and I know we've really used up a lot of our time. Before I ask for your socials and stuff like that, where people can connect from you, which we will link down below, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. Final piece of advice. If right now there's a brother, a sister, a family who are listening, who feel stuck somewhere, especially in the West, mentally, because that's what happens. Geographically, they feel like, I don't know what to do, how to do, where to go, how to go, or financially because they just feel like they, like I may have a job now, but if I leave that, that's it. What am I going to do? Right? Like being at NHS or whatever it may be, right? What's the one thing that you believe they need to hear right now?
Ignore the opinions of others, especially the ones who are close to you, and do so much volume and work until it's unreasonable for you to win. Not to win.
Not to win.
Yeah. Like, do so much volume until it's unreasonable for you not to win. That's all I can say. Like, do more that's necessary. That's all it is. And ignore everyone else because those people are only telling you to not do that because they're talking from a place of failure.
And a place of fear.
And a place of fear and ignorance.
So set your goal. Know what you want to do, just like you did with learning how to code with tech, and then do whatever it takes to achieve that in such a way.
Block out the noise, yeah.
Block out the noise. Move to your own place in the area nobody knows you, no one if you have to. Spend hours and hours dedicating to that thing, whatever that is. Like you said, do so much volume, so much quantity of whatever it is that is unreasonable for you to fail. Like it just makes no sense. It's like the analogy I give, subhanAllah, I talk to my kids. I said, you know what made, because I talk to them in a language they understand. They like basketball. Tayyib, let's talk about the greatest basketball player of all time. Okay? It's not LeBron James.
Go there. Good.
Michael Jordan.
I agree.
Okay, and there's others after Michael Jordan. It's not LeBron James. I don't care what you say. I don't want to hear it.
He's close though, no?
He's top five. Okay. He's top five. He's top five. I give him top five, okay? He's not top two, or it's not five. Some people think he's top two.
Yeah,
so now let's talk about Michael Jordan. What made him great what he does? Forget Michael Jordan.
He didn't stop, he didn't stop. The flu game, he was sick. And he was literally sweating. Yeah. And he scored 50 or 40. I don't know. He won the game.
Yeah. But I want to bring someone else closer today who's still playing. They said the greatest shooter of all time is who? Steph Curry. Yeah. Do you believe he became the greatest shooter of all time by not taking more shots? I'm talking about not just the quantity, the quality of shots, because he had to have a strategy. There's training that goes into you, my friend. You went on Notion, planned out your own curriculum without AI.
Yeah, back then.
Bro, because now you can do that in 5 minutes. You can do that in 5 minutes now.
Well, I was on YouTube and I just typing in what they were saying. I was like, okay.
Pages and pages of Notion.
Yeah, I need to show you actually. It's literally so long.
I want to see that wallahi.
It's a roadmap, literally.
Bro, you did that. You think Steph Curry was not in the court. First of all, when this kid got drafted, he's a grown man now, people thought like that's a baby in the NBA.
Sure, yeah.
Okay? He has no chance. Came and changed the game. Won 4 rings. Do you think he was not putting in so much work? Like Kobe, they say, used to take 1,000 shots in the morning.
No one watching him.
No one watching.
Yeah.
No one watching. No one watching. So when you're in the room, like the brother used to be in the room on his own, coding, well, I did the same. For 6 months. You know, they say, you heard of monk mode, right?
Monk mode, yes.
Bro, monk mode is real. It's real.
Yeah.
I don't, maybe not the word monk,
I still
but you get the
use
idea.
I still use it. Even now,
have to.
you could say I'm in,
But if you don't do that,
3 months, then holiday. That's why I was in Georgia.
Yeah.
I was relaxing, obviously, for other reasons as well.
Yeah, because now you need to take that break.
Yeah, 3 months, I was burnt. I got to the point of burnt out, but I was locked in.
You have to.
You know, got my deals, everything. Then boom, holiday. No work, no laptop. Then now back into it. That's it. You need those periods. I don't believe in work hard endlessly. I also don't believe in work-life balance. Work-life balance
it's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's not real.
It's like what I believe about work from home. I don't think it's real. Remote work is real. Work from home is something else.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Yes, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So to go back to Brother Shuayb, wallahi, and wallahi, I don't care if we never meet, we never speak, we never see each other. Take the lesson from this. Set your goal, set your mission, set your vision, plan things out, have a strategy. And now with the AI, wallahi, bro, if you know how easy it is to strategize, to plan, and then put in the work. 6 months I dedicated to my boot camp that I told you I did. SharpX was a final project. Before I graduated, I had a job lined up. You know, like I graduated Friday, I started my first job on Monday before the with an $85,000 job as a junior who has no experience. Before the this is tawfiq Allah. You're gonna have to make dua. You have to get up and pray tahajjud, give sadaqah,
tahajjud,
do all of these things.
That's what got me everything. Like tahajjud.
You have to, bro. You have to. Yeah. But at the same time, also there were, wallahi, you think I didn't have a meal as far as I can remember, a single meal except in front of my computer.
Yeah,
when I was going through my program,
the trenches, bro.
Bro, I slept only the absolute necessity sleep.
Red Bull, coffee, khalas.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's when I wasn't praying, sleeping the bare necessity. I was in front of my computer doing labs and just working on stuff.
And it's not a long 6 months. Is not long compared to what you probably would have spent doing whatever, right?
Well, we said just 2020. You said like 5 years. Like where did the time go?
Years,
it's nothing. 6 months to 12 months, if you give that time, I would even say dedicate 12 months, okay? 12 months.
Yeah.
You are setting yourself ahead 10 years, bi'ithnillah. 10 years. Bro, that final project brought in millions of dollars, bi'ithnillah. I paid $15,000.
Crazy.
Someone will tell me, you're crazy.
It wasn't even the job, it was a project. That's nuts.
Bro, just a job, a job, 85K as a fresh graduate. 15K, what is 15K? In no time, I was making over 6 figures. In no time. Before Allah as an employee. But I was never an employee. Guess what? From the day I graduated, I was running a startup.
You a builder, bro. Yeah.
I'm a builder, before Allah. And this is why I want people have to have that mentality. But also a shahid is that you got to pay the tuition. Be willing to pay the tuition for what you need. You know, Muslims, and I know you dealt with this. We have a problem paying. We think if someone is charging $1,000, he's extorting us. Like, but you,
for 15,000.
Well, I paid 15,000. 2017. That's 8 years ago.
Yeah, boot camps were making money back then. Yeah,
bro, it's money.
They were making
today. The average boot camp is still $13,500 in the US. Average. So how much people tech is charging? How much we're charging? Wallahi, what a bill cap. What we're charging, it's like free. It's like free. It's the cost of a latte a day. For you to learn to code, entrepreneurship, and build.
Exactly.
You're crazy if you don't take advantage of that.
People literally, like my sales guys, other people are saying, increase the price. Increase the price. But obviously, we know what kind of people are dealing with, subhanAllah.
Because also there's like an element of you wanting to do good. Like you genuinely want people to benefit like you benefited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Jazakallah khair. So I have we're gonna wrap up with this, and I'll keep going because this
No,
conversation,
I'm
it will go
fun.
till tomorrow. Wallah, it will go till
fun.
tomorrow. Like
Yeah.
I'm enjoying this, and I hope we will do a lot more. Like I will actually be so interested in us doing some kind of
Bro, let me visit you in Medina. Wallahi,
Wallahi, come. Please come.
I need more. I only know people in Jeddah and Riyadh, but it'd be really because Riyadh, I was there. There's a big tech community there as well.
Let's visit them too. When you come, we can do a quick trip. Jeddah, Riyadh, and Medina.
Yeah. I'm down.
Let's do it, man. Come, and inshallah, like I'm planning some major stuff. So before I go to my wrap up, what I'm planning to do, bi'idhnillah, I'm giving you this. It's the first time I'm sharing online. We are doing, so we're doing the training, right? Both of us are doing this, walillah alhamd. Now we're going to do the fast tracking building, which is really the accelerator, which is build fast.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was saying, right? Yeah. So we're going to be pumping out, hopefully, startups every single day.
Have you bought the domain? I feel like Mark.
I have it.
Mark my buy.
I have. Mark Blue, right? Mark Blue. I have it. So it's build fast, but fast is spelled without an A because I couldn't get with the A.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
So I have FST.
Okay. That's how he does, I think, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I have that. It's already live. So that's the accelerator. You come into the program, we'll accelerate that building. So 30 days, you go from concept, problem to a launch MVP, inshallah, with users. Okay, that's the accelerator. If now we find that you are someone who's a good founder, who's dedicated to what you're building,
investors,
exactly. So now we will now say, okay, we will now take you into the second phase, which is what? Which is now the incubator. This is where now we incubate your products, and this is where now we will work with your team, with the investors, with Alif and all that stuff to say, hey, we have this founder who has this amazing solution to a major problem they're solving. We want you to take a look at it. Hopefully we can get investment for that person, incubate them, right? Bi-idhnillah azza wa jal. So this is the goal. And I'm planning to do this hopefully in Medina. That's why I'm, setting up this villa.
Honestly, this is the best time. Saudi, UAE is the best time.
Yeah.
And these kind of VCs, I guess that's what we're doing the startup schools.
Yeah.
Very, very, very good also, like for revenue, the founders, obviously it's really, really good. And also we are building, Muslim tools. And it's just like,
yes,
we don't need to go crazy because with AI. But maybe 10 years ago, it's very difficult to do this. But now, there's investors everywhere because we're in the Middle East.
Yeah.
I met one today. And we have builders who are willing to put it in. But one thing I want to preface is, let's make let's get some, obviously get the hackathon going, but let's definitely get some vetting in process.
Absolutely.
And make sure we get the right type of people indoors, because we get a lot of applicants even for Zabil, but we just don't think they're right fit.
Right.
But some of them are good. Some of them, there's one guy's solution in Kenya already. I think it's already making revenue, partnered up with another guy. He's here. He partnered up with Loon. Loon.
Oh yeah.
He's his software. I don't think that's fine. I think he knows about it. So some kind of recycling, some kind of something to do with climate change.
You're talking about the trash to cash.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, that's Ashraf.
Yeah.
You met him?
Yeah, he messaged me.
You gotta meet him, bro. You know what? I'm gonna go to him in Sharjah.
Okay.
He's gonna do a demo for us for what they do. You gotta come.
When is it?
Let's set it up. His next few days, inshallah.
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's set it up. Yeah, amazing. Look, we're gonna vet people. We only want good people who are committed, who are disciplined, who are ready to make change.
Yes,
right?
That's a big thing. Yeah.
You don't have to have done something big. We're not looking for that.
Mm.
Steve Jobs used to look for people who were resilient and driven and were disciplined. That's how he built the greatest teams on the planet Earth that built it.
100%.
Apple. So 100%. We're going to do the same, bi'idhnillah. I'll wrap up with this. So I have a tradition on the podcast, before I'll try, to remind the viewers that at the end of the day, we're doing all of this only for one thing, is to seek and gain the pleasure of Allah Azza wa Jal. We're seeking Jannah. And at the end of the day, the success for this dunya is nothing if there's no success in the akhirah. It's worthless, right? Mm. And the true success is in the hereafter. And also in this dunya, what we're seeking, what we're chasing after, when it comes to dunyawi matters, it's really rizq. It's really sustenance that is already guaranteed. Allah Azza wa Jal has already written it for us. It's already guaranteed. We will get it anyway. 100%. We will get it. We will not die without getting every single thing that's destined for us. Of course, we have to take the means. And of course, we have to choose whether we're going to go after stuff in a halal way or haram way. But I can either work hard and buy this, or I can go ahead and steal it and eat it. Either way, it's my risk. Exactly. Right? But I choose. So what I like to remind myself and everybody else is that, really, the formula for success, bifadlillah azza wa jal, is very easy. And it is not hidden. And it's in the Quran, it's in verses that most of us have read many times, have memorized. And what is that? Allah Azza wa Jal says in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever fears Allah Azza wa Jal, He will make a way out of them, for them, out of every single difficulty and situation, which we need every single day because we go through challenges, whether it's family, business, health, whatever it is. Every single one of us has challenges every single day we need to solve. Where here Allah says, if you fear Him, you have taqwa, He will make a way out for you, a solution out of every single difficulty and challenge, right? وَيَرْزُقْهُ, he didn't stop there, he says, وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ, and He will provide for this person their rizq, their sustenance that they after, from where they couldn't even imagine. From the way they couldn't even imagine.
And I've seen it, you've seen it, it's insane.
It's a promise and a guarantee from the one who's able to do all things, the one who never breaks his promise. And then وَمَن يَتَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ, whoever put their trust and reliance upon Allah, He will suffice them. Whoever Allah suffices. Does He need anyone? Does He need anything? Nothing. You're done. You're sufficed. You have everything you need. So this is not a secret. I used to call it a secret that's not a secret. It's in the open. All we have to do is fear Allah in our dealings. Fear Allah with our family members, with our brothers, with our parents, with everybody that we deal with. Give Allah His rights, which, subhanallah, the obligations, how difficult. So easy, walillah. Whoever Allah makes it easy for you, have to want it and strive.
That's you have to strive. You have to
strive. You know what I mean?
It'll become easy.
Like, for example, you go, you're going to work. Instead of going to any coffee shop, pick the one, even if you're in London, I don't care where you are. Go to the one where there's a masjid next door. When it's time to pray, go pray. How will Allah not put barakah in what you're doing?
There's plenty in the UK. There's no Yoruba.
Well, no, but it's being intentional, bro.
Exactly.
Allah Azza wa Jal will not put barakah in what you're doing. Bila shak He would. So this is a reminder to myself and to everyone. And, I know we're all over the place, but I'm really happy that we had this conversation.
Me too, bro.
And, we will link all your socials, your website, the programs that you have, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. Cannot wait to know what you're building, by the way. Inshallah, we'll talk about that. And hopefully, inshallah, that's something they're going to reveal here. Yeah. Hopefully, first time, bi'idhnillah azza wa jal. And I'm also excited about the idea of the hackathon. If all I got from this conversation was that we can do this hackathon and there's this possibility for the funding.
It's amazing.
I'm super excited, so Jazakallah khairan for coming, for being generous with your time, akhi. And I ask Allah to, make us brothers for His sake and put barakah in everything that we're doing and grant us ikhlas, sincerity. Really appreciate it, man.
Jazakallah khair.
Barakallah fik. Hayyak Allah. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.